Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Paisley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox, they fell to the Yankees on Sunday Night Baseball 7-2. Dustin May got knocked around, gave up 3 home runs in the loss. They gave up 5 in total as a staff. But the good news, the Sox won 3 out of 4 against New York this weekend. They're back at it tonight on the road. They're going to use Brennan Bernardino as the opener for tonight. The Patriots cut-down day is on Tuesday. They've waived Layden Robinson, a draft pick from last year's class due to an injury. There are plenty of players involved in trade discussions as the team needs to cut down the roster to 53 players by Tuesday. Some other NFL news. The Vikings trade quarterback Sam Howell to the Eagles. They have signed veteran Carson Wentz. And Tommy Fleetwood earned his first PGA victory at the Tour Championship. Headlines, they are brought to you by the McGovern Auto Group. McGovern and 98.5 The Sports Hub are giving away a brand new Ford F-150. For more info on how to enter, follow 98.5 The Sports Hub and McGovern Auto Group on Instagram. Complete rules and details at 98.5thesportshub.com. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update is in 30 minutes.
Get the app.
There's the potential there for big stuff.
98.5, the Sports Hub app. Get the app.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
They love the show. In fact, they said, Fred, you're the best.
and Hardy
Who's Taylor the originator?
on 98.5.
Hello. Hey there.
Aloha.
Bonjour.
How are we doing?
What? I'm an animal.
Can we use this for the radio? No, Nick, with your drinking at noon on Monday.
Well, I tell her the truth, I miss booty.
That problem is too large for the Sarge.
You know how I feel about clowns on morning shows?
And I'm just saying, hello.
Toucher and Hardy.
Watch Daddy and Uncle Freddie.
Knocking back.
25 glasses of soda.
Having some fun.
On 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Many fights.
We're in Boston, not in L.A.
Not L.A.
We're in Boston, not in L.A.
It's time to get out Jerry's kids. SSD.
That's right. Gangrene. The old gangrene.
Gangrene when they
metal
became
gangrene.
super cool with the half pipe in the middle of the stage.
That's right.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy. Of course, Wallach is sitting at home, and he can't be bothered coming into work. And Hardy is also at home, but he's doing these things that he needs. It's like kind of special things. He's moving his daughter into college.
Ooh.
So these are all, well, she's going to UMass Amherst.
Doesn't matter, Fred. It's a big thing.
No, it's a big thing, but I don't think it's as, like, emotionally crippling. If
Oh, I don't know.
you seem fine. I used to buzz. I mean, you've been doing this for so long with me that I was around when your kids went to college, and they're all out and married. But, like, I was with you when they were in high school, maybe even middle school. And then they went to high school. And then when they were graduating, and I used to bust your balls about, like, being all upset, and you were fine. You handled that very well.
As far as you know.
Oh, Dan,
No, the one time I will say this, the first one was difficult. You know what I mean? I think when we dropped off Harry at Villanova down in Philly, my wife and I got in the car after finally, getting him settled and everything, and we started driving. We just bawled our eyes out for like 10, 15 minutes.
The both of you at the same time?
Same time.
You couldn't be the stronger one?
I could not. Still, to this day, I'm not the stronger one, Fred.
Joe, when's the last time you cried?
I mean, I still get a
Half
tear
hour
in my
ago.
eye. It happens,
I have a very difficult time crying. Now, I obviously have, and
When was the last time you cried? Cried.
Sober? No, I'm being serious. Sober? I mean, 15 years ago? 15 years ago? Yeah. I mean, part of that is that nothing, like, horrendous has happened.
Yeah.
No, I didn't cry.
I'm an easy crier. You either are or you aren't. You know what I mean? I get that, Fred.
You've never been alone in the car and heard a song.
Right.
And it just a tear in your eye, man?
No, but I actively... Okay, you know what? You want to hear a song that I started getting, like, emotional, and I was like, oh, God, I hope I cry. and you're gonna laugh, but it's still so I listened to this biography of the drummer of the band Hole. And then so I was like, she was talking about like they brought in a session drummer for the Celebrity Skin album. So I go, oh, I remember Malibu. And then I played Malibu, and then I realized it was about going to rehab, but it was like a love song to the guy going to rehab. And I went, oh, I've never heard any like a love song.
What are you doing? Like when Andy's going off to college and the toys.
So
are
I'm not that
behind.
I don't see my kids don't cry. My kids don't cry.
Well, where do they get it from? What do you think?
Like, really, they don't. Like, my daughter will, and this isn't speaking out of school, my daughter will, like, work herself up, but I know she's not really crying.
Right.
And, like, because my daughter is disturbingly like me, like almost, like...
Pathetically?
Pathetically like me. I feel very bad for her. But she has the same sense of humor. She doesn't want people touching her. She's like almost, and it's not like I told her to be that way because my son's not that way.
You don't like people touching you?
No, that's not true.
Adrian Beltre?
No, not like that. But I'm not a big fan of like someone rubbing my back, like a girl like rubbing my back or like spooning me or like I don't like that. Like I don't
Get away.
Exactly. Like I don't like any of that, which is a point of contention in almost every relationship I've ever had.
Want to cuddle? No.
Well, yeah. Like I mean, in my marriage and a bunch of stuff, it's like you never held me. Like, and it's like, yeah. I mean, I don't like. I mean, what do you want me to do? I don't like it. Like you like it and I don't.
Not
so
pleasing?
why should I have to do it?
Yes.
Like
put the ball game on.
Yeah. Like we both are not getting what we want. Like this is, kind of, we're gonna have to deal with this thing. But yeah, but to answer your question, Joe, yes, I've been searching for songs, and then when I heard Malibu, which sounds strange to people, but you have to understand, I explained it. It's like a love song to someone going to rehab, like, and it's said in a way that's completely non-judgmental. They just like want them to like get better. Like in Malibu is where all the rehabs are, obviously, and so. So I started like actively searching for more songs like that. Nothing hit.
Really?
Because when you get older, like songs about breaking up don't mean the same to you.
Right.
That's why I believe music, and Joe, I think this is the case with you. Music, the music that still means the most to you is the music probably when you were a teenager.
Correct.
Yeah. And I know why that is for everyone. It's because that's when you're so raw emotionally. Like the first girl you fall in love with, like you're never going to feel like that again. I mean, you could have fall in love, but you're never going to feel that like all-encompassing, like desperate love that you felt unless you're a psycho stalker guy. Yeah. Like you're never going to feel that again.
Yeah, the Jodeci, whatever it was, 1997, that, yeah, I know what you mean by that.
Okay, so... way past
high school heartache. Nothing worse than that, right?
So like way past when I thought Poison didn't suck. Like I mean, like way past that. A girl broke up with me, and I played Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Even though I knew Poison wasn't a great band, but that's like a really good breakup song. If you're in the, I mean, it's not a great song, but it's a great breakup song.
Did you cry then playing that song?
Oh, I think when in college, when my girlfriend broke up with me, yeah, I cried. Probably cried a lot.
I was in Aerosmith, What It Takes.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
There goes my girlfriend.
Yeah. I listen to that that's on Pump, right? I listen to that all the time.
Are you a crier?
You know what? I'm a shameful, meaning I am ashamed of myself at times.
Why?
And no. What if you're upset about? Look, I'll tell you. Last night I watched the yogurt shop killings. I don't know if you've watched documentary from.
Oh, I've seen the ad.
There was grief that these people dealt with.
Sure.
That I literally got choked up watching.
I can see that.
It was last night.
Yeah.
So yes, on a Sunday
Fred.
night to end the weekend,
Joe
Fred,
cried.
I had like a Ric Flair tear in my eye. But it was very emotional. So yeah, I feel grief for other people. I feel shame times, and I get emotional about it.
Oh, I feel grief for other people. It's just the act of crying.
Oh, there's a lot of water in this baby here.
And also, if you're around other people,
7-2 finale last night.
If you're around other people, I'll ask you this: if you're around other people, would you cry in front of other people?
Yeah, to sympathize. Yeah, and it's because I feel their grief.
Okay.
I don't like crying on the air. I think that's another category.
I've done it one time.
You know,
but I've done it one time. But and then my last day at 99X, I did it a little bit. And then I did it one time during the old show. But and I hate to say this, but like I'll see guys crying in like public settings, like while they're talking.
Yeah.
And there is a part of me like that's like, ugh. Like I don't.
What?
Like.
Mad at them? Or?
No. That's. I want to make it clear. Like I'm not even judging them. I'm like, I'm just like, ooh, like that.
You don't want that to be you?
No, it's just like I can't really believe you're doing that. Like,
okay.
Like I can't help it. Like the first thing I think of is like a guy's crying. Like my dad never cried. Never, ever cried.
Yep.
Never. He cried at, apparently my mother told me he cried at E.T. He didn't cry when his dad died.
Really?
He didn't cry when his mom died. I think he might have cried when his dogs have died, but I wasn't around.
Sure.
So I think my mom's, I don't think he cried when Toon died. So I think he cried, named after Al Toon. I think that he cried when this last dog died, and I wasn't around. So I think my mom, who's been with him since the 60s, saw him cry, has seen him cry twice in all those years. You know, say he was born in 42, so say they got married in like 68. Yeah, so like how many years is that? Like that's 60 years? Like she hasn't seen him cry in like 60 years.
Except for E.T. and the dog?
She claims that he teared up during E.T. I think he denies that, but
I always deny it.
I mean, he wasn't sobbing, but I think that she turned around and like looked at him, and he was like, or maybe he told her he was tearing up.
Like I find grief is obviously the one thing. Like I did my dad's eulogy, my mom's eulogy, my father-in-law's eulogy, my brother's eulogy, and like you find yourself tearing up there.
Yeah, I cried when my friend killed himself. Like I cried, like I've cried. Yeah, like tragedy. Yeah, like I've cried, but like luckily nothing's happened that was tragic in a very long time.
So there's 3 people in this room. I just did a little Google search, and some people do not cry due to psychological factors. Also mentions that there are people that have an inability to cry when feeling emotion. But there are, there's 3 of us.
There's different categories,
1
right?
out of 3.
Did you ever cry at a sporting event?
Oh, yeah, sports is definitely.
When I was a little
I've
kid.
ever cried at a sporting event.
The only time I ever cried.
Yeah.
Do you remember that it was a big highlight? It's the Jets playing the Dolphins, and the Jet guy hits the Dolphins player, and he spins around in the air like with his legs and arms like Superman, and he spins around in the air. It was a famous.
I feel like it was Keith Byers for some reason. I don't know why.
Maybe I can't remember who the guy from the Dolphins or the guy from the Jets is, but it's something they used to play during like what it was on like a video of greatest hits or something. And that was a Monday Night Football game that I watched when I was a kid that the Jets were way up in and lost. And it wasn't the fake spike game, and it's like a random game. And I remember thinking life was unfair and crying at the end of that. But I was a little kid. I haven't cried at a sporting event.
Ooh.
Right.
And crying of happiness, I've never done in my entire life. Never one time. In fact,
I don't think you've ever been happy.
Yeah, you know what? You are right. Nothing has ever happened. But the thing is, like, I don't even understand why that happens. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And now, crying out of happiness, I don't look at people and go like, oh, boy. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm actually jealous. Like, wow, that's awesome that you're crying from happiness. I've cried laughing, but I don't think that's crying, right? That's just your eyes watering.
Yes. I've cried when my daughter tells me like she gets a new recruit, in softball. It's like, I feel good for her.
No, you don't.
I do. I tear up.
You cry.
Well, I just like kind of tear up a little bit.
And you don't stop yourself.
Well, I kind of do stop myself.
Okay.
Sorry for being like open. You question everything I say to you. It's wrong.
I've been attacking you a lot.
Yes, you have. You started with the P word.
I was being sarcastic.
Oh,
Dan.
okay. It's gonna be like this, Joe.
It's going to be one of those days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Limp Bizkit talked about it one
It's all
time.
about the he said, she said.
Yeah, it's about breaking stuff today. That's all it's about. You know, pretty soon Dan starts breaking stuff around here. Song of the generation, man. Break stuff.
Patriots cuts?
What about it?
You said breaking stuff.
Oh, what? Patriots cuts?
News.
Well, I was pretty shocked by the Patriots cuts so far.
Pretty quick.
Yeah. Pretty quick. All right. Well, you turn the page on that conversation. I thought we were having a wonderful conversation that men have.
It's good to see you, Freddie.
We were opening ourselves up, and then
How've you been,
turned
my
into
friend?
sports. I've been fine. I'm going to my parents' house with my children tomorrow. And it's the first, and I know it's my parents' house, but it's the first trip I've taken this summer that isn't baseball related.
That's a great trip.
So,
Alabama,
Sanford, Florida.
Nice.
And my son only pitched for his travel team. He didn't play in the field. He might get an at-bat here and there. But
once every 3 games or whatever. That's fun.
Yeah,
It's good time sitting there watching nobody.
He was PO. So it was a lot of fun. And like,
how's the team? Parents good?
Yeah, I like the parents.
Good.
But there is that, like, I got a sense that there was competition over, like, colleges and the presents and stuff like that.
Oh, boy. Get ready.
Well, one of the teammates, and I'm very fond of the kid and I'm very fond of the father, he already accepted to Rutgers, and he's going into his junior year. Rutgers, I guess, took 2 incoming juniors onto their baseball team. I don't know what Rutgers...
On the travel team?
No, but 2 local kids, 2 ISL kids to Rutgers.
Rutgers put a ton of money into their basketball program. They must have some NIL money coming from somewhere.
Well, I don't think there's any way this kid got NIL.
No, I'm talking a little bit more underground in New Jersey.
Yeah, it's funny because Milo had a kid on his team that could have gone anywhere, and he was a kid that had all those scouts, like Major League scouts. There were like 30 of them at every game he pitched for Lawrence Academy. And my understanding is he didn't get NIL money, but if he didn't get NIL money, I mean, there was a chance he was going to get taken in the 5th round in the draft. He took himself out of the draft, but like he was like not many kids were better.
Yes, he was, especially New England, right?
He was throwing like 96. Like he was good. He was a big kid, and to my understanding, he didn't get NIL money. And, he went to a big D1 program and big baseball D1 program, like huge one, and, full scholarship and everything else. And he committed going into his junior year to that school, where he actually transferred his commitment, but whatever, regardless. But I'll have people go like, oh, no, they're giving like baseball players all this NIL money. And I'm like, well, then why wouldn't they have given it to him?
Right.
Like
I find it hard to give a lot of money baseball-wise to these kids.
My understanding is that they just don't do it. Really,
revenue generating, right? That's what you look at. It's football.
And then I know a guy that like is a booster to his school, and he's like, I only give money to because my friend's the coach of the girls' basketball team, and they're paying girls $100,000 to play basketball there. And I'm thinking, no, they're not. They're not. I don't believe that for a second. That other than Tennessee or UConn right? or South Carolina or LSU, this isn't one of those. This is a Midwestern school, not of big size. Now, they have a good men's basketball program, but to my knowledge, not a very good female basketball program. And, like, he'll sit there and argue with me. And he's like, no. And then I'm like, all right, dude, fine. They give everyone except this kid. Right. Like, is getting huge NIL money.
Because scholarships, as you know, in baseball, at college, Division I or whatever, there's like a limited amount, and they have to. Sometimes you get a quarter. You know what I mean of a scholarship.
But if you're a pitcher,
right?
What's the deal, Danny? They have to have like 20 pitchers and catchers or something.
Yeah,
like if you're
like insane.
Like if you're a pitcher, your chances of getting a scholarship, I think, are a lot better.
And I think that isn't that your goal, kind of, too, right? Like, because we dismiss, because of NIL, we dismiss the fact that if, let's say you went to a Division I college.
Let's say you went to BC, that's $90,000.
Yes. So you're getting $360,000 right there. That in itself is enough.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. And they deserve the scholarship because I'm aware of now what the workload is for them.
Yeah.
And it's like no joke. 4 hours a day in the off season, and then during the season, it's just what
academically?
You do. No, 4
The
hours
workload
a
of
day.
the Division I pitcher or player.
Player.
Gotcha.
They want you in the facility 4 hours a day in the fall, winter, and then come the spring, like you're just playing.
Yeah.
And now they have academic support and everything during the spring, but I mean, it's a 4 hour a day.
I find that hard. At a good academic school.
I've been told by 2 coaches that we've talked to that the kids do better in the spring. Because
I can see that.
Yeah, because it's baseball and academics. There's no partying because you really can't.
My daughter said she would have dropped out of college if she didn't play 2 sports at a Division III level because of the discipline, because of keeping everything going.
My son craves that discipline and knows he needs that discipline, and he absolutely needs that discipline.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that will help him.
Oh, yeah.
Right? People think
absolutely
workload,
needs
oh my
it.
gosh, but people, like, some kids need that.
No, he knows he needs it. And it's not me telling him. Like, he knows he needs it. All right, very
I love
good.
that kid. Tall, skinny. It's going to be better and better. It's going to be great.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah.
You saw him. You got to see his one-head bat. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
At Best Ford's Labor Day sales event, you can drive home.
Oh, you're going to have to spend $40.
Cough it up, and let's get back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
There was a report today that Jalen Pope will have to have season-ending shoulder surgery. Can you add anything to that?
No. I don't know, other than I'd like to find out where some of these come from. You know, some of these rats around here, so we'll figure that out.
Did you catch a game last night?
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. What happened last night is brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Joe Murray, what's going on?
Yeah, so you just heard in that highlight, Mike Vrabel aggravated by rats leaking Patriots info from the inside.
I asked him a simple question, too. There's a report out that Jalen Pope needs season-ending shoulder surgery. Can you confirm that? Boom.
Yeah, I did post game. We heard those comments, and you're right. I was sniffing around. What's all this about? And just to give you a timeline here, Fred. A week ago, when they brought up the Stephon Diggs situation, Diggs was on the Diana Rossini show or whatever she does. And he was like, I don't know if I'm going to be ready. And then you heard.
Oh, yeah. Then
there were reports. Todd Downing was talking about his approach. Maybe he's working too hard. Like, there was a lot of breadcrumbs to follow here. Then Phil Perry asked the question to Mike Vrabel about, Stephon Diggs. And he kind of went at him, hey, I don't know if you're intelligent, what school you went to. Like, kind of was a little touchy about it. So then this week, there's trade rumors, right? One of our good friends, Andrew Callahan, reports that Anthony Jennings, Kyle Duggar, guys like that are in trade talks. And then the Jalen Polk stuff comes out from Jordan Schultz, who's a national reporter. So I'm sniffing around because sometimes the local guys are getting the info from where? Probably internally, I would assume.
So let's play the game. Would you assume that's Elliott Wolf?
Absolutely. Like top of if we had a rat sheet, oh yeah. Rat number 1, Elliott Wolf.
Now explain, because I agree with you, but why?
Number 1, the draft class sucks. And if Jalen Polk is done for another year, what's the defense? I'm yelling at 6:30 in the morning.
That's fine. I like it.
This is what I asked Joe.
Shut up, Joe.
Nighttime Joe.
No, I like that you're yelling.
Okay. But why would he put that out there to a national reporter who has relationships with agents, who has relationships with players? This is defending the 2024 draft class, which has absolutely been a bust. They released Layden Robinson yesterday, who started 11 games last year. So I think it's coming from Elliott Wolf or that camp.
Or it could be the agent.
Exactly. So
right?
flip side of it, Rochi, is that Ryan Cowden's here, right? Stretch is here. And then it's Vrabel. They're the new crew. But again, with the Patriots, as always, whoever they bring in, they have to work with some of their guys too, right?
Yes.
So, rats in the building? Is it the remaining people that are in the front office? Is it the same guys who got all those extensions and captains that got cut earlier in the year? All I know is they used to keep it really tight in there. Something changed a year ago, and I still think that, hey, Josh McDaniels, I know, talks to media members. I know Vrabel used to leak stuff in Tennessee all the time. So I'm wondering if Vrabel's trying to bring it back around to really his 3 guys. They really know what's going on. But he was not happy about the Jalen Polk.
Now, one theory on that, and this is national. I've heard Gasper talk about it, but I've also heard national guys talk about it. Tempering expectations. It is funny because, Joe, I think you and I are on the same page with the win total of this team, that it's gotten far too out of hand. Where are you at? I mean, I think they're going to win 6 or 7 games. The idea, I don't know where, and everyone gets so mad because I keep repeating this, but I got news for you. The season's not coming up. It hasn't started yet. And
why is it 2 weeks? That's what drives me crazy.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead. I went off on a tangent.
They don't want to start Labor Day week.
You go.
But the thing is that every day until last week, when it started getting tempered, people just started adding wins. And I think a lot of people now, because it went sort of viral, the Gasper and Felger argument, where Felger goes 20% of teams go from like the last to like making the playoffs, and he goes, "That's a lot." And then Gasper's like, "Well, 20% isn't a lot. That's not a lot." Mm-hmm. And then also look at who are on those. We've had this conversation. What I did last Friday is I just let Breer say it, and then I let I can't remember who else. I just let someone else say it. Oh, Sosi. I let them both say it because they both feel the same way. And one theory about the whole rat thing and everything else is that this is all part of the tempering down expectations. That, Vrabel obviously knows that there's a lot of glaring holes on this team, and that, it's you don't want to go into a season with everyone predicting you to win 11 wins when you think that your cap is 6 or 7, which if you win 7 or 8 games,
it's a win.
Well, it's a huge win.
Yes.
I mean, look, Joe, how many drafts in a row have they blown?
Probably 4 or 5.
You can't win in the NFL if you blow 4 or 5 drafts in a row. You can't. And Joe and Dan, you know this too. We have this conversation with Bert. I'm a fan of a bad team. I know how it goes. You cannot build a team through free agency. Now, you can pepper in free agents that are effective and help you win, but you cannot build a team through free agency. They could have used every dollar of the cap to go out into free agency and gotten every free agent possible. And, I mean...
What would it have done, right?
Except hamper you for next year.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, it just, this whole idea is that you spend to the cap. Well, what do you spend into the cap on? So you're going to just strangle yourself with... I mean, the idea is that you want to...
Right.
You want to be able to have money to sign the guys that you've developed.
I think
those
this is
the best players.
A 2-year plan, right? That's what I think that's what you have to look at realistically. Now, how does that add up to wins this year? I don't know, but I want to see a better team in November and December than we saw the past several years. Now, that could possibly be a hindrance because of their lack of depth. I think if you look at the Patriots on paper, their starting lineups or whatever, it will be fine. But there's nothing behind them.
Not their offensive line.
There's nothing behind them.
Yeah, their offensive line's going to be bad.
Depth is their
it depends,
biggest
though.
issue.
They'll be able to run the football, Fred, and
Sure.
I think with Josh's offense, they'll be able to quick pass and what have you. So they'll be effective that way. The defense will hold them in. I thought what Vrabel did with his free agents, a lot of them were, let's almost like Parcells used to do. Let's bring in guys that have been there, done that, and know the Mike Vrabel system and spread that through the locker room.
Okay, so quick passing, and you've seen McDaniels do it, and it was very annoying if you were rooting against the Patriots because it worked so well. But here's the problem with that, is that Drake May, I think, has every ability to be a very good quarterback, but he's exceptionally young. He's still younger than guys that came out in that draft class were when they came out. He's not Jaden Daniels. I don't think he's going to be Jaden Daniels. By the way, Phil Perry and Tom Curran, when on the air with Burt Breer, said they would take Drake May over Jaden Daniels. And today, they said today.
Long term, I might too.
Okay. But
I don't know about that, man.
But not this year.
Not this year.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no.
So I should have even said that. So but this year, of course not. To win, if this team was to win 9, 10, 11 games, he can't make mistakes, and that's just not fair. I mean, he didn't play a ton last season. He won one game, start to finish, against a bad team, and in a low-scoring game, if I'm not mistaken, and to win in the NFL consistently, to win 9, 10, 11 games, you can't turn the ball over. You can't make mistakes. Now, short passing, running the ball, obviously these are things that help a quarterback, but there's no way he's going to be effective at that as Brady was. I mean, Brady...
Right, accuracy is obvious, right?
Also, Dan, you're at practice. Joe, you've been... things are moving at such a pace. It's not just as simple as I'm dumping it off to the running back. You got to, especially in a short passing game, you got to make a decision. You got to make a decision right then and there.
And you don't expect him to come out of the chute knowing every facet of the Josh McDaniels offense.
Yeah,
that's going to take time too. That relationship.
That's something I've been on. I was on a Mike Vrabel hire guy. I don't like the idea. I prefer the young offensive mind. I'm watching what's going on in Chicago right now. Ben Johnson's doing, but he's doing things with Tyson Bagent and other guys.
I know, right?
So it's not even just Caleb Williams. But where I'm going with the whole Drake May, Josh McDaniels thing, Josh McDaniels is here not because Mike Vrabel wants him, okay? It's still a Kraft thing. He's here. Now, I've sourced it on both sides. It does sound like Drake May is really picking up the offense well. But when we watch the games, because all we can do is watch the preseason games, which some people think are meaningless, but all we can go by is what people see at joint practices, right?
Yes.
Well, they struggled. He threw multiple turnovers, pick sixes, whatever. But in the game, the Josh McDaniels offense wants the quarterback to make all the calls at the line. So whoever the center usually does that. So I feel that Drake May's taking on too much, which is why he had to delay a game in the last. This is why the first time he got hit, he turned the ball over. He's picking it up very well. I still think it's going to delay his progression. You want him to get to that point where he can handle everything.
But I think that's the whole thing. It's the
Building
relationship
blocks,
between
though.
Josh and Drake, right? And how far that advances. I've been at every single practice, every joint practice. I've seen the ups and downs. You see what the so-called pressure is, which you don't know how he's. I think what I've been very pleased with is his ability to step up in the pocket, right? Which we've seen quarterbacks that can't do that, right? We see it all. We just see that the other day. He is continually. He cannot step up. I can't remember who it was, but he steps up and finds a guy. He just needs a little bit of time, and he does that. He does that very well. We saw that last year. So, again, I think it comes down to their relationship, how simplified it is to start, and guys that they're able to use, and then depth. Those are the things that I think are going to control, like you said, Fred, how well they do. They could start out, 3-3 or 4-2, what have you, but then depth is going to catch them.
0-1, I got it. News.
Well, I'll tell you right now.
But yeah, I mean, they could. But I mean, look at what they started last year. Everybody was, oh, wow, here we go. Look at this. The win in Cincinnati.
That was a product of the Bengals, not the Patriots.
But I'm saying it happened, though. It's so it could happen. So
it could happen.
We don't know what's going to happen, but it's like, I think you got to temper your expectations here, because I think we're seeing right now the fact that they came out the other day and immediately made cuts, that there's not a lot of depth here. And that goes back to what you were saying with the whole rat and everything else. To me, it's clearly becoming Mike Vrabel, Ryan Cowden, like they want to build this together and build it up and make it what they want it to be. And that's, how do you get depth? The draft.
Yep.
Right? Look at the draft they've got this year. Could be a really good draft. How do you get better? Next year, the draft has to be key too, because then, Fred, you're bringing in 8 or 9 new guys to go with the 8 or 9 guys that you had here over a 2-year period. That's how you get better over 3, 4, 5 years. And I think that's what Mike Vrabel and Cowden and company want to do here starting now.
I just think that everybody, the media, national media, and the local people are now starting to look at the team and say, oh, boy, they're not as good as we've all projected.
Right. Because they finally started watching, because as you guys can attest, as people who cover local teams, there's nothing more frustrating than watching national guys talk about a team that you follow closely that is not very good, because guess what? They're not watching the games. And they're analyzing based on box scores. It's box score analyzing. That's what they do. Believe me, I heard it all last year with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, oh boy, Aaron Rodgers pretty good.
And then you watch him and you're like,
what? No, he's terrible. I watched every snap he took.
He was so bad last year, Fred.
Thank you, Dan. He was. And I would hear people say, and I'd be like, oh.
I heard in the offseason now.
Yeah.
Still.
Well, because you went, he threw for 3,000 some odd yards and this and that. And you're
He's
like,
awful.
Yeah, when they weren't in the playoffs anymore, he just fed Devontae Adams every play and, checked out every rushing play, and then had the whole offense hate him, except for Devontae Adams. All right, very good. We will be back. Big series this weekend for Danny Roach's Red Sox. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Well, those Red Sox, they won 3 out of 4 over the weekend. So does it really matter that they lost 7-2 last night and Dustin May gave up 3 home runs and the Red Sox gave up 5 overall? Probably doesn't. So again, Red Sox win 3 out of 4 against New York. They're back at it tonight against Baltimore. Brennan Bernardino will be the opener for this one. Walker Buehler has gone to the bullpen, and they're going to have to get a new starter at some point. Patriots will be back out on the practice field today. They've waived Layden Robinson due to an injury. He was a 4th-round pick in the 2024 draft. Plenty of players involved in trade discussions. The team needs to be cut down to 53. Those rosters need to be done by Tuesday at 4 p.m. Some other NFL news. The Vikings have traded Sam Howell to the Eagles Minnesota has also signed veteran Carson Wentz and Tommy Fleetwood, his first PGA victory at the Tour Championship. Headlines, they are brought to you by Dr. Matthew Lopresti and Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, the hair doctor of Hardy, Dave Portnoy, and Brian Scalabrini. Call 1-800-GET-HAIR for your free consultation. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update is in 30 minutes.
You're listening to
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
McMahon gobbles it up, long throw, short hop, by Goldschmidt, and that's the ball game. Some good defense tonight, especially by McMahon. Goldschmidt helping him out that time, and the Yankees avoid a 4-game.
Third, 5 hits, 5 earned, 3 walks, 3 home runs. I would just like to say that any of the trades that have been made this year have the return has not been great, Dan Roach. And
the return's they're worse.
It's actually worse.
Yeah, right. Yeah. May and Hicks are worse than replacement players.
Correct.
Matz has been pretty good.
Yeah, I like Matz.
That wasn't the trade for Devers. The return for Devers, which May was flipped for one of the pieces. The return from Devers are worse than replacement.
Correct.
So they did get actively worse by making that trade.
But also a big part of that trade was the salary, right? It's gone.
No. But what I'm saying, what they got in return, but this is not the interesting part is that they didn't get anything. The interesting part is that in return for Devers, they got players that are worse than the players that would be playing for the team instead of those 2 guys.
Correct.
May and Hicks are worse. Anybody you put in your bullpen other than Hicks would be better than Hicks. Chances are.
Yeah, he's struggled.
No, Hicks is bad.
And you said that.
I've seen that
the trade.
Yes, I've seen him his whole career.
Yeah.
He throws exceptionally hard.
$1 million arm.
Right, and he's not good. And people can hit him. People can hit that fastball.
May I just say that they could have got a better return if they would have kept some of the money. I just wanted to say that regarding the trade.
Yes.
Right. It's been bad.
Yeah.
The Dustin May trade was bad. The prospects that they gave up, that was a bad deal. Blaze Jordan, that's a Heim Bloom guy. They did the deal. Anyways, the positive.
By the way, Blaze Jordan, there's some belief that he will be an everyday major league player.
Who can hit? He can play first and third.
I followed him from the day that he got drafted. He was a good kid and everything else. He's been through a lot. He lost a lot of weight. He put it back on. He's had issues. Everything, but you watch him and he hits. Every level.
Bowden was I can't believe they gave that up for who they got.
It was so quick to give it up too.
Yeah, for a middling left-handed reliever. Yeah, the failed starter. Yeah,
but. The Red Sox won 3 out of 4 this weekend. The Garrett Crochet start was great. They finally got the bats going. The 1-0 win was really impressive because of Brian Bayo. He has dominated the New York Yankees. Mm-hmm. The Red Sox have been looking for a prospect, a guy that they had that can develop and take the next level, Dan. I think Bayo is improved. I know he had struggled a couple of starts ago, but for the most part, he's battled. He's growing. His changeup's getting better. I mean, I think he's developing into a front of the rotation guy.
He's your number 2 guy right now. If they were to start the playoffs today, I think that he would be your number 2. Right?
Of course,
Crochet, Bayo, and then what have you, Giolito.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen it, and especially in the second half. I think in the last month, he's 4-1 with a slightly over 2 ERA, and he's just become that pitcher that Pedro Martinez talked about, that it worked with and everything else. So, yeah, that's probably one of the highlights that we've seen so far here in the second half is that he's that guy. So now you go into a series, they're legit 1-2 right out of the chute.
The other thing I wanted to mention is the addition of Lowe has been outstanding. This guy got cut from the Nationals. He comes into a pennant race. He's had timely hitting. He's been good. They need a real first baseman.
And he is that, right?
Yep. He's exactly that.
How many times have we seen that, Fred? How many times have we seen it at the trade deadline or because of what you just said, Joe, on the waiver wire, you pick up a veteran that you just watch and you're like, this guy knows how to play first base. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to hit. There was a reason why he was put into the lineup last night. He comes up with the 2-run pinch hit single. It's just because he's a professional hitter. And it's exactly what they should have had before Casas went down even, and he fits perfectly into this lineup with what they have.
So free agents have worked. All the players they stole from the Yankees have worked, which brings up the Yankees. They're horrible. In fact, what happened at shortstop the other day with Volpe?
Volpe's got the yips.
He's bad. They were talking about it last night on the broadcast. It was evident.
We were talking about it on the air last week. Volpe's got the yips. I've mentioned that last week on the air. There's no question about it. He's overthinking throws. Like he's He's in his own head right now.
You just feel bad for him. You know what I mean?
You always feel bad for someone with the yips.
It's like, they say Boston's a tough market to play in or whatever. New York's the same way.
Oh,
and
it's
just
worse.
Like, and now it's gotten worse, right?
It's 100 times
they're
worse.
Booing the kid every time he touches the ball. And last night he made a play when he came into the game, and just a routine play, and they, gave him that ovation, and it's just like, damn, that's in his head now.
If you go to a Red Sox game, it's fans of the other team or rich people. If you go to a Yankees game, somehow they still have. I mean, even the rich people that go are horrible. So, you're gonna get playing in New York. There's 17 more papers. There's, they care about baseball. I mean, they just do. If you listen to sports radio in New York, they talk about the Yankees as much as they talk about the Jets and Giants, which is not true here or really anywhere else. So, yeah, I mean, it's horrible to play there unless you're good. And if you're good, it's the greatest thing ever. But if you're struggling, that's the worst place in baseball to play. I don't think there's How many markets do you think that baseball's one or two where they have all four majors? Los Angeles, right? Los Angeles, because it's the Lakers, then it's the Dodgers, and then, or reverse.
But the Dodgers have been winning. Yeah, you're right.
Or reverse. And then in New York, it's the Yankees and the Giants, probably.
St. Louis?
Well, yeah, but they don't have four major teams anymore. I'm talking about with four major teams.
And Chicago's bad.
Yeah.
Well, the Cubs are good, but
the Cubs are that feel goody,
go Cubs, go.
Go Cubs, go. Like they're like the.
What do they talk about Detroit when they're winning?
Detroit is almost the team that means the most to Detroit is the Lions, and they are a football because of Michigan and Michigan State. They're football first.
But with the season the Tigers are having, what's the?
I haven't listened to Detroit Sports Talk Radio in a while.
How about growing up? Was it?
Well, when I was growing up, it was '84, and the Tigers were great. So
I heard you say Alan Trammell last week. I giggled.
Yeah,
you made some reference in the middle of something.
He's got adult acne.
Yeah.
my days were Rob Deere and Cecil Fielder and Mickey Tettleton.
Mickey Tettleton.
Right
I mean, I was a kid too when those guys were playing. Yeah, they like to strike out. There's no question about it.
Hey, Scooble or Crochet?
Oh, Scooble. Yeah, Scooble should be MVP.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Did you see the game, the 1-0 game they played against San Diego? I mean, they can't hit. Scooble
he's great.
Can't be hit, yeah.
He's great. I think you could make a case for Crochet
this year.
Where would the Red Sox? Scooble's been great, and look what the Tigers are doing. Where would the Red Sox be without Crochet?
I don't know, but it's not like the Tigers' rotation is great after Scooble. But no, Crochet's been the second best pitcher in the American League. Yeah,
I think so.
But I think Scooble by a lot. I watch Scooble almost every time he pitches now. He's real good. I don't know if his career will be as long as Crochet's, but we'll see.
And you know what bummed me out, Fred, is I was in Minnesota. And I didn't think of it until the last minute. We had got our work done, and I didn't realize it on a Thursday before they played. And Scooble pitched that game against the Twins, and I didn't get a chance to see Scooble.
Oh, Danny, you were too locked up in work.
I was so bummed out.
All right, Bert Breer is making a special Monday appearance because I will be gone after the show on Tuesday. So I jam it all in, baby.
Forever?
I don't know. What do you think? You know something I don't know?
No. It just made it sound like so fine.
You think I'm going to have a heart attack?
No, because then you got...
If I have a heart attack, Dan willed it. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hey, it's Hardy. Listen up. Next day mold...
fun. The Yankees, they lost last night, though, on Sunday Night Baseball 7-2. Dustin May got knocked around, gave up 3 home runs in the loss. But, again, they took 3 out of 4 from New York. They're back in action tonight. They'll be on the road in Baltimore. Brendan Bernardino, he'll be the opener for tonight's game. The Patriots get back out on the practice field today. They did practice yesterday. Mike Vrabel will talk to the media. They did waive Layden Robinson. There was an injury designation. He was a 4th-round pick in 2024. There are plenty of players involved in trade discussions. The team needs to be cut down to 53 players by Tuesday at 4 p.m. Some other NFL news. The Vikings, they've traded Sam Howell to the Eagles, and they've signed a veteran Carson Wentz. And Tommy Fleetwood earned his first PGA victory. He did it at the Tour Championship. Headlines, they are brought to you by the McGovern Auto Group. McGovern and 98.5 The Sports are giving away a brand new Ford F-150. For more info on how to enter, follow 98.5 The Sports Hub and McGovern Auto Group on Instagram. Complete rules and details at 98.5thesportshub.com. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update is in 30 minutes.
Pat's training camp is coming, and we'll be there to bring you every drill, every scrimmage and preseason game as the Pats get ready for a new season of football. On your home for all things Patriots, 98.5, The Sports Hub. Toucher and Hardy.
Such an fantastic explosion.
98.5, The Sports Hub.
We are Toucher and Hardy, Joe Murray, Dan Roach are in studio. We have it so Bert Breer is coming in today. And because he usually comes in on Fridays, he was in last Friday, so we had him that he was coming in today. But if you are watching on YouTube, which you can subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube and watch us live. You can watch Joe at Night live, Alex Barth, all the writers and video people, they're on. Felger and Maz, highlights of their show. Zolak and Bertrand, highlights of their show. We're waiting for him to come in, basically. I got a listener sent me something while we were waiting for him, which is about the evolution of podcasts, because it made me think of it because we was just talking about YouTube. And it had it's this, I think it's a site that like kind of specializes in this stuff. And it had the best podcast of all time, the top 100, and it had like 5 tied for 100. But number one, the top ones were, could you guess if you were saying that were considered like as the top ones? I got news for you. The first 2 are very, very old, and one of them existed before podcasting.
Oh,
you can participate in this, Adam. If you had to say what was the 1 or 2 best podcast of all time that kind of created the whole thing.
Well, I mean, Serial has got to be
Serial's
up
number
there.
2.
Yeah, okay. That's got to be one of them.
And then what's one that started on the radio that has that just moved into podcasting? It's like the same kind of thing as Serial in that it's like produced. It's not just dudes talking.
Oh, all right. Let me think along the lines of like NPR type stuff.
Yeah.
Jim Gray? What's the one with Ira Glass? This American Life.
That's number 1.
Okay, those 2 make sense. How about how does Mark Maron? Does he end up in the top 3? He should. He should be number 3 if those are 1
He
and 2.
is number 8 because he is one. See, the thing is that Mark Maron now is on a tour because his idea was stolen. Comedian talking. His WTF started as Mark Maron desperate talking to different comedians. He was the guy who started that format. And comedians who are supposed to be, as a rule, very creative, just stole that concept and did it themselves. And it would be one thing if, like, one guy stole it. Like Rogan kind of will admit he stole his idea from Anthony Cumia when Anthony Cumia went and made The Compound. Like, Rogan even went on and said, I see that you're not you're not indebted to any boss. Like, you can do whatever you want to do. You can make the money.
Right.
And so he kind of took that. So, like, scratch that one off. But if you're a comedian and you just went, oh, Mark Maron's doing well. I'm going to do the same thing that he did. And now Maron's stopping his because he looked around and said, like, what have I done? Kind of like,
Yeah, exactly.
What have I done? Like, what have I done? And then he has fought back on guys that are comedians. And so has Bobby Lee, and that Bad Friends podcast I've heard has done it too. Like, they're like these guys that interviewed politicians and I know Mark Maron had Obama in, but it was in his garage.
Right.
It was like a historical moment and kind of good for podcasting.
Yeah.
But that these comedians who want to go out and just be funny are now, inserting themselves into politics and having guys that are, running for president and getting involved and endorsing, straight up endorsements that politicians are using as endorsements. And then they go, well, I'm just a comedian. Well, no, you're not.
No. Well,
that's like when Limp Bizkit's like, when Fred Durst is like, I'm in on the joke.
No,
well,
you're not. You're not. You guys were the joke. No, and you weren't in on the joke. You were very serious.
And you made a lot of money being that person. So now you can't put it back in the bottle.
Yeah.
Like, you are that person forever.
Yep.
Like, if you're gonna dip your toe into those waters, that's who you are. And you want to know something? Stephen A. Smith is doing a political show, a radio show, a political show, as well as a.
Is he really?
Yes, as well as a sports one. In my advice, if I was running his career, and he's great, is the problem with doing a political show is now you might still make a lot of money, but you're going to be a political guy now. Yeah. And with that comes, a lot of polarity. And like, that's different in sports. People can hate you in sports, but still want to hear you because you're talking about something that's ultimately meaningless. When you get into that political spectrum, people can get really pissed off at you. So I just think it's funny that comedians that, a year ago were profiting off, having politicians on and just sitting around and like, talking as, speakers of the truth. And now that, things are happening politically, they just go, oh, no, I'm just a comedian. No, you're not, dickhead.
Too late.
You just did all of that.
Yeah.
You can't make money off of something and then turn around and go, that's not what you want. You made money off of it. That's your deal now. That's who you are. You can't just pick something else to make money at now. You could have just you could have done your podcast. It got popular. You could have made that money and then really made your money touring as a stand-up and honing your craft in that fashion. But no.
Nope. And Maron's calling them out, and he's right to do that.
Well, yeah, Maron's calling them out because you can't sit with it. Like, Bill Burr calls out Ben Shapiro, and Ben Shapiro is a weirdo, obviously. I mean, you can't argue he's weird.
No.
But, like, at least he's a political guy. He's not trying to be a comedian. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you can disagree with him and think his tactics are stupid and that he is a hypocrite in a lot of ways, which he is. A huge hypocrite in a lot of ways. But that's his lane. Like, he can't turn around now and go, like, do, a tour doing fart and sex jokes. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, if you want to become the Ben Shapiro show, which some of these guys did, now you're the Ben Shapiro show.
Congratulations.
No, it's you're going to see, this is one thing I know about. You're going to see these careers, and now you're playing to crowds very specific. You pigeonholed yourself into a very, like Theo Vaughn, I don't even think is like these other guys, but like, he didn't have to do that. Like, he could have just been, he's funny enough. He could have just had a great career in comedy. But now he's getting an interview at the airport about elections and stuff. You think he wants that?
No. I think it's funny.
I do think it's funny, too. And I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's like a good guy. I don't think he's that smart, but I think he can be funny. And I think if he was just a comedian, he could have been funny. And I think if he was a radio guy, he could have been funny. And I think if he was a podcaster, he could have been funny. He was funnier than the other people doing it because he has odd way of thinking that can be clever. But you can't sit down with politicians and just because you can't push back. If you're not pushing back, which I couldn't do either, then you shouldn't have them on. Because now you're just letting them run roughshod over you. And like Bill Burr says, I think I said this parallel thinking, but like laughing at things that aren't funny that they say, like laughing at jokes that aren't funny. Like you're just, essentially having them on to kiss your ass, and they know you're doing it, and that's why they wanted it. All right, now Bert's in. I just killed enough time for Bert to come in.
No, that was good. I immediately thought of Adam Carolla.
Well, yeah, Adam Carolla.
That was immediate. Like that's where my head went.
A lot of these guys, and now that you got me going, Carolla was great. Carolla, I thought, was great. When he had his show that took over for Stern, he was the one guy that was really good. But what happens is that, and some of this has to do with the canceling woke thing, which is now doesn't count anymore because now everyone else won. So, like, that's fine. And I didn't like that either. I don't like extremes on either side. And I was very vocal about it. I didn't like that.
On that.
And I think most people don't. And I'm not being a wimp about it either. Like, I really just...
I don't think it's overstating it to say there's this giant silent majority.
Exactly. I agree. So what happened to some of these guys is they said stuff that they believed was funny and were lost corporate jobs for it. And then if you lose your job because one group of people went after you, you're going to hate that group of people. And I'm not talking about like gays or stuff like that. I'm talking about like politically. So like if far like extreme progressives during that run are the guys that got you fired, you're going to hate them. You're going to hate the company that fired you. And that's going to be the way you are in real life too, not just on your podcast. So there's this like, if you attack someone, if you get someone to lose their job, they're going to hate you. They're going to hate your cause. And why wouldn't they? You would too. So, be careful in the future. Remember the religious right, and everyone would poke fun at them because they were trying to get everyone fired, and it was like fun. Well, then it became this huge, because Me Too was a very legitimate thing that kind of morphed into this. If you say something we don't like or don't agree about, you should be fired. And that was what it is. You should be fired. And all those people that got fired were talented enough to have that platform in the first place. And now now they're your enemy.
I felt the brunt of that a couple times where when they come after you, like, it's why is this? The questions are, why does this person still have a job? They're not like, it was relentless.
Dude, gay groups, Glad disinvited Bret Easton Ellis, and I know people have their own opinions on him, but Bret Easton Ellis has been openly gay since the early 80s and has written gay characters in almost every book, and Glad disinvited him for stuff he said about gays. And it's like, he's not a self-hating gay. He just said opinions, and Glad disinvited him from stuff. So he's like, didn't like that. And he wrote essays about it. And by the way, how familiar are any of you with sitcoms with gay characters in them? Adam, how
I'm not as big of a sitcom guy as you are, and I can't think of like,
he hated Modern Family's depictions of gays.
Well,
the whole thing was because he made them. The whole thing is because they're gay. Like he's not a fan of like having gay characters whose whole thing is they're gay.
Right.
Even if they're like miserable characters, he just wants gay to be like kind of like, just like they're gay.
It shouldn't be the main focus of the characters, what he's saying.
Right.
I
So
agree with
Happy Endings, the show Happy Endings, which was a great show, a sitcom
When
that
was it
aired, I believe the aughts.
Okay.
It had Damon Wayans, his kid, who had to stop doing New Girl for it. But it had a guy who's not gay in real life. He's a funny actor. Played a gay guy, but the gay guy was gay, but like that wasn't like the whole thing. Like that, he was like a dirty, like messy, like dirty, like kind of unemployed dude who just happened to be gay, and that's all Bret Easton else really wanted. And I'm sure he said stuff that Glad didn't like too, but he's gay, and took a lot of heat for it.
Sure.
At a time where it wasn't like super great, to be that way, and Glad got mad at him because I don't know. They got just mad at him for stuff. Anyway, that's the problem. You get someone fired from something, a group of people. I got news for you. they're not going to lose their voice now because there's the internet, and they're talented enough to get famous in the first place. And when you get them fired, yeah, they're going to get bitter and want to fight against you. And I think that's what happened against Carolla. I think he's very angry at Hollywood. I think Joe Rogan's angry at Hollywood.
But I'm even guilty of it too, though. Like when they make that turn, it's hard to look at them the same way. You know?
Oh, of course. Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's
is that
really,
you can't put the lightning back in the bottle.
Yeah, you can't. It's, I don't know. Like I have a hard time looking at Adam Carolla the same way without thinking of, like I just pulled up his page when we were talking, and it's like this rant on teachers unions, and it's like, I'm not in 100% agreement with them either, but it's like, all right, like I'm not expecting to see that from a comedian on like a Monday morning, you know?
Well, yeah, he's become like a political commentator.
Right.
Like Dennis Miller did the same thing. Yeah. He became like a political commentator. I mean, Jon Stewart became a political commentator. I mean, that's just what, you know. But at least Jon Stewart, that's like what he does now. You know, he's a political comedian. Like John Oliver, who I think is really boring, is a political comedian. Right. So that's fine. If that's, and you know, he does a politically tinged comedy show, but he can't go around and start making.
There's a difference, though, between...
dick jokes again. Fart jokes again. Sorry.
Right, but there's a difference between being like a comedian, like a political comedian, versus like somebody who's actually angry about all the stuff at all times.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, those are two different things also.
Right. So, but I thought it was an interesting article. The Brent, go ahead.
Hi, good morning.
Hey.
I was just going to say, listening to your conversation, I mean, there's a lot of sitcoms that don't show the gay community in one, certain way. And I think another sitcom that shows that is Will and Grace.
Yeah, he didn't like Will and Grace. He didn't like it because the whole joke was that it was gay. And he's, by the way, the least PC person in the world. His whole thing is he's bored. He's bored with the trope of like being. He just wants characters that are in stories that just one facet of their life is that they're gay.
But that's why I just said Will and Grace, because you have two characters that are completely different in their personalities.
But them being gay was central to most storylines.
Correct.
Right, but the character in Happy,
the same.
Yeah, you don't have to act the same, but them being gay was kind of the hook of the show, and Happy Endings, the character being gay wasn't the point. The point was that he was a funny character, and he just happened to be gay. Do you understand the difference?
I do. No, I do understand.
And I'm just repeating Bret Easton Ellis. I've watched every Will and Grace. I'm just telling you what he said. I'm just telling you.
And that's something that I've never seen. I'm just thinking about references that.
Okay, very good. I mean, you like Will and Grace. Congratulations. All right, look, this is what happens when Bert's late. This is what happens, is that we get into these conversations.
Well, the traffic was slowed down for a very good reason this morning. Somebody was changing a tire, so everybody had to slow down to check it out. Yeah, on 128, about 5 miles from here.
Well, no one wants to be the guy.
It was a legitimate 15 to 20 minute delay because somebody was changing a tire on the breakdown lane.
I want to know what's going to happen once they come back from Labor Day. What traffic's going to be like, because it was busy this morning. 4:30.
It was busy this morning. After Labor Day, it will be bad.
Oh.
But it could be worse. It could be COVID. All right.
Traffic was great during COVID. That was
it was the best.
I like optimistic.
Just flying into Boston.
It was the best. It was great for radio, too.
I used to have to sit in my truck or my car and then go in and do sportscast, or stand outside and do sportscast for the TV station. I had to sit in my car from 7 until 11 o'clock and go live at 11:20.
Yeah. Because you couldn't be inside, or everyone
But then the
would have
best
died.
time was they made a studio for me in my house. I could do sports at 11:25 and be in bed by 11:30. It was nice.
Yeah, it was great. It was great for everyone.
Remember those great days?
No one needs to be around people. That was proven. And there's been no bad results from that time.
No,
everyone's
mentally,
gotten over it.
Yes.
Adam Carolla didn't like it very much.
I didn't like it very much. I think that was horribly handled. You can read the CDC report if you don't believe me.
No, I agree.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment. That's right. That old right-wing Fred.
Ready?
You can disagree with
Toucher
him.
and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub. In 7 words.
A guy in tights and a cape.
And Hardy with blunt honesty.
I am not known as Mr. Fun.
Toucher and Hardy continues on the Sports Hub.
QB, and you can watch him on Amazon as that starts very soon. He's a big shot, like a studio guy, but he does it from his basement.
Got your outfits and everything ready, Bert?
Because they won't fly him out. Like no one should do anything from their house on national television. in my opinion. Now, this is no insulting of the Amazon
You should
product.
at least get an Amazon ride, right? Because they have so many vehicles available.
Yeah,
right?
they love to park, right? Like,
Yes.
like crooked in
Double
the road.
park.
Yeah, and crooked
can
in
get
the
you
road
there.
so you can't get by them. And then they
Yes.
look at you like, you piece of garbage.
Right.
I'm an Amazon
They
driver.
can get you overnight between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m.
Well, I like it. I mean, listen, Amazon is an amazing service. And Jeff Bezos, had that wedding where he
That was
sadly
crazy,
invited a
huh?
bunch of famous people that he didn't know. You would think that if you were that rich, you would just be like, I want my friends around. But of course, you invite the Kardashians because you want photographers there.
I always think it's like weird when I see like people having like a bunch of work friends at their weddings. You know what I mean? Like my wedding was all my college friends and my high school friends and people I'd known forever. I don't know. Like I think it's weird when there's like.
Well, those weren't even work friends. Those were just people to get the paparazzi there. All right, Bert.
Brady was there, right? Brady was there.
Yeah, they're best friends. So we were talking about this earlier. Mike Vrabel was saying that there's a rat in the building. He didn't like that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that and the way he seems to be tempering expectations?
Well, I think the paranoia about some of the media stuff has sort of been there for the last couple of months. And I do wonder if it's left over from the last couple of years. These guys obviously have connections to each other, and these guys know guys who are on the previous coaching staffs. And I do think that there was a little, I don't know if bitterness is the right word, but something along those lines from the staffs that got fired on how the environment here might have contributed to those guys losing their jobs. And it does make me wonder if guys on the current staff had heard this from the previous staffs and are hypersensitive to the idea that people in the building are talking about the way things are going or could talk about the way things are going. So,
Because it was a simple question.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
I just asked him about Polk.
it was you?
Yeah.
It
And he
was-
gave this answer of like, we got a rat here.
It's very straightforward. And I think, Rochi, in a lot of cases, like people are like, well, why are you like, they don't like talking about injuries. It's like, no, you're just trying to confirm what's been reported is true. Like, that's all. That's a standard thing
And
that
sometimes
happens.
Mike would say, yes.
Yeah, that happens.
Right?
Yeah, that happens. It like with every team every week of the NFL season. You know what I mean? Like in the injury rate in the NFL is 100%. That happens all the time. So I do wonder if it's some of that's the residue of the last couple of years.
Like
And
he was clearly
people who-
sending a message there, Bert, that
Well,
was way beyond that report.
No, but like it's just it makes you wonder: is their radar up for
Sure.
The last couple of staffs like got weighed down by a negative environment in Boston, and some stuff that happened inside the building came out. So we need to nip everything in the bud. And I wonder if it had nothing to do with your question and more to do with I need to send a message to everybody inside these walls that you are not to talk about this stuff.
Are there guys still employed?
Because that's the type of thing, by the way, that's the type of thing that comes from an agent. Like 9 times out of 10, that comes from the agent.
Okay, but are
And
there?
based on where it was reported, I would say that the likelihood is it's from the player's side, whether it's the agent, the player himself, an advisor, whoever.
Well, Pogue's lucky he's hurt because I don't know if he's on this team. But the thing is this, is that do you think there are people in the building right now that would be motivated to kind of talk off the record to the media about things based on where they are in terms of their position in the organization?
I mean, they're still in the honeymoon phase, so I don't think so. I mean,
Well, what about guys that have been around, like an Elliott Wolf?
I mean, I talk to enough people to know, like, people are being careful about what they're saying, I would say. I think people have a misperception about the way some of that stuff works. In that I'm not sure that there are very many people that are walking around saying like, well, I don't like the head coach in year one, and so I'm going to start talking about everything that's happening in the building. That's not really how that happens. I do think like that, like if you have a pre-existing relationship with somebody, they're going to help you out. And our job is to have as many of those pre-existing relationships as possible. And obviously, like in a lot of ways, for that reason, our jobs conflict with the guys the jobs of the guys who are in charge. And I've said that. I mean, I was on Bill O'Brien's podcast a month ago, and I said
From
that.
BC?
Yeah. Well, he's up in BC now. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But he has a podcast?
Yeah, he has a podcast. It's great. He had Vrabel on the podcast. It was really good. Yeah.
It's good.
Why the hell does he have a podcast?
For recruiting and
listen
stuff
to.
like that. Like, it's just.
Fred, people have other
college
interests,
coaches have
you
to
know?
do that. College coaches do that stuff.
I thought that it would be. I thought they host a show, but he doesn't.
Well, they do, but it kind of morphed into a podcast.
Yeah, it's actually like John Mita Perel produces. It's actually a really
pretty good.
show.
They got to get better audio, but it's pretty good.
He does a good job. Oh,
Well, I got to talk to one of the 5 people that have heard it.
but anyway, but I said
you
it.
got 2 right here.
I said it on his podcast that like our jobs naturally conflict with each other. You know, like, and that's just the reality of covering a team. Is that there are going to be points where me doing my job is going to be detrimental to you doing your job. And you have to figure out and learn how to manage that and still maintain relationships. And that's just part of it. But this felt to me 1,000,000% like a warning shot to other people.
Yeah, my question would be, what good would it do at this point right now where they are in the relationship as a group, as a team going forward? What good would it do Elliot Wolf to release something like that?
Nothing.
Right?
Nothing. And I know.
Joe, what do you think it would do for Elliot Wolf?
Yeah, it just would probably cover him a little bit that someone from his draft class didn't get cut. And look at that class burn.
Right, but why would it help him to put that out?
With Mike, in his relationship
Why would it,
with Mike.
like, that's going to get out regardless. If he's out for the year, like, there's no concealing that. That's getting out regardless.
Yeah. So, but my thing is, do you think Mike Vrabel's a little sensitive to all this? Like, who cares?
That's what I'm saying.
Who's reporting injuries?
No, but that's what I'm saying, Joe, is like, I don't think that this is specifically about this one thing. I think it's a warning shot to everyone in the organization not to talk. That's all it is. And I think it's probably has something to do with the sensitivity over the way the last 2 seasons ended. But they are on their 3rd coach in 3 years. All right. He did not wash everybody out of the organization. Like, he knows that if things are fine now, he knows if they don't think their team is going 10-7, 11-6, whatever, if they look at it and say, we're probably 7 or 8 wins, and there could be some bumps here, and we still might need to flush some people out, right? Well, then there's going to be backstory to that. And people are going to start digging into the backstory. And there was, over the last couple of years, a lot of backstory that became public, right? Like, I think Andrew Callahan's done a good job with some of that. As far as the people on the beat, you know, obviously the guys who've been around forever, Curran and Reese, like, there's been an ability from people to be able to get stuff out of there. And I think Mike knows that. He, you know, there's, again, relationships between people in the league where they're going to know what the experience of the last 2 coaching staffs was like. And, you know, if you want to put the whole thing together, you can say, we're not as good as people think we are. There are going to be bumps. There's still some house cleaning to do. We need to make sure we get ahead of any stuff getting out there that could cause some things to happen that really might have undermined the last 2
I think there needs to be probably in Mike's mind, right, a cleansing of the organization, right, from top to bottom. And he's talked about that, setting one way for everybody in the organization on one same page. And I think he's trying to stop that right now from this time on.
Well, just keep your circle very small, like Belichick did, and have 5 terrible drafts.
You also have to remember where Mike came from and what the problem was in Tennessee. That's the other thing. Is like, he was dealing with an organization that has a zillion different masters, and that, I mean, one of the reasons he was fired was simply because the owner didn't like the environment in the building, and the owner felt like Mike was walking all over everybody. Now, Mike would tell you, I think Mike would flat out tell you, like, ask the coaches, ask the players, they didn't have those problems, right? But there were other people in the organization that felt that way. And so,
because he was too aggro, like he was too much of an alpha guy.
Yeah, I mean, like that it was my way or the highway. That he walked all over people, and I think you've seen Mike do things to combat that with how he's like involved players' family. You watch a lot of the stuff that's out there is involving people's families, and it's trying to create a better environment. Like, I do think like there's some self-awareness on Mike's part.
It is crazy because I've never seen a coach with the ability to speak to players 1 through 90. Now it's 1 through whatever. And every day and be out there, and in one play he's talking to Fred Toucher about something on the defensive side. The very next play he's shouting something to somebody on the offensive side. And a lot of that is just it's part of it, and it's just kind of like he looks like he's taking control of everything, but I think it's his personality.
That's the whole, and that's the whole thing with him.
It's fascinating.
Well, when he first got to Tennessee, that was basically his message to the players: is that I can look out in the meeting room, and I've been every one of you. I've been the guy who was running down on kickoffs at the start of my career, hoping to make it. I've been a Pro Bowler. I've been the guy making nothing. I've been the guy on the big contract. I've been the guy hanging on at the end who barely had anything left.
Right.
Like
I've been the tight end to catch a pass. I've been the, you know what I mean?
I've been all of
everything.
You. Right. Like that was sort of his thing in Tennessee. And so, I mean, I think like the ability to make that connection with players with Mike is undeniable. But I think there's
it's
also
strong
that,
too,
but,
right?
But there was also like that feeling in Tennessee, and especially after everything happened with John Robinson, with A.J. Brown and everything else, and then they bring in Rand Carthon, who wasn't really his pick. He had Ryan Cowden there. Ryan Cowden had been the interim GM, and there were all these moving parts, and the thing got all tangled up, and it wound up ending in the owner walking in unceremoniously firing him.
And you want to learn from that and get it right this time,
and
right?
So, like, now, again, like, it's another example of trying
and
to get
he's
ahead of
amazing. Freddie Harrison Phillips, who was with the Vikings, but he was they were Special Olympics out in Minnesota at the joint practices, him and Drake May. And Harrison Phillips, I said, what do you think of Vrabel? And he's like, that guy, he goes, I won what's the award? The Ed Block Courage Award. Each team, it gets one player. He says, I won it. I got a call from Mike congratulating me on the Ed Block Courage Award. And not only that, but then I come to joint practices, and Mike singles me out and says, how's your family? How's everybody? He goes, I'm going up against this guy. I'm trying to beat the heck out of him. And he's kind of like setting me off. Like, what is he asking me all these questions about my family, my kids? He knows everybody and everything else too. But that's kind of his personality. Right. That's very different than I think I've ever seen in any coach before.
He's like Bill Clinton.
I think there's
makes you feel like you're the only person in the room.
I personally think it's like there is a awareness that Mike has that you can't just flip a switch and change everything. And I think it's something that a lot of people here don't realize. They think that, oh yeah, we can just hire a coach and then it'll all be fixed. And that's not the way it works. You are on your third coach in 3 years. I've heard a lot of this, like on the expectations thing, right? Yeah. So I think.
Can we break and get to that? Because I want you to be able to say your piece. All right, we have headlines. We'll be right back.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox, they fell to the Yankees last night on Sunday Night Baseball 7-2. Dustin May got the start. He gave up 3 home runs, but that's not the story. The Red Sox took 3 out of 4 in New York this weekend. They get wins from Bayo, Giolito, and Crochet. They'll be in Baltimore tonight. Brendan Bernardino, he'll be the opener for this one. The Patriots back out on the practice field today. Mike Vrabel did say this morning that Stephon Diggs will be ready to go week 1, even though he has not played in a preseason game. Says that he's been getting a lot of reps this camp, and he's developing a good chemistry with Drake May. So you heard it there. Mike Vrabel says Stephon Diggs will be ready to go week 1. The team did waive Layden Robinson yesterday due to an injury. He was drafted last year in the 4th round. And
He could be the number 1 pick in the draft.
He's this year's Cooper Flag, right?
Yeah, he really is. He's from both kids from New England. Go figure. Basketball in New England.
Yeah.
I know. It's coming more and more. There's a kid at Lawrence Academy that's like the 30th kid in the nation. There's kids at Worcester Academy. He's going to be a senior.
Worcester Academy, during my days, holy smokes. They were a team. Craig Smith. There were a ton of dudes.
Yep.
I played high school ball with Stevie Haley, who played there. Played at BC. They were loaded. And Colt Brennan, who was a quarterback at Hawaii, who I was friendly with, who passed away. He played at Worcester Academy as well during those times.
I heard Worcester Academy not in the greatest area.
I think it's Worcester Burncoat area. I think that's where it is.
Many schools in Worcester. So there's got to be a bad area.
Well, my son played at that one D3 school down there.
WPI
or PI?
No. Doyle Field was it? The name of I can't remember the name of the school, but it was
Clark.
And I was told afterwards that there are big gang presence in Clark.
Yeah, Worcester is a big city. It's a big city.
Well,
I remember.
Let's not go crazy.
Do you guys remember?
Not a great city.
When I was in high school, MCI. Do you guys remember? It was freaking ridiculous in basketball, and they would have kids.
It's like Springfield Cathedral.
It was Maine Central Institute, I think was the name of it. And they would take on kids who I think had trouble qualifying academically, and they would go there for a year and get their stuff in order, and then.
Well, now it's like you go to New Hampshire, Maine.
And the military academies were great in football,
right?
Virginia
but for
military.
Basketball, they stash or they have stashed players for a year or two that are going to Duke, that are going to all these Division I schools. They put them up at Brewster and all these schools for 1 year or what have you.
Yeah, your prep year.
Yeah, and it's just crazy how good the basketball is.
I mean, there were kids on my.
That's like the ISL, Fred. It's like you have so many divisions within the ISL because there's the best, and then a second layer and a third layer.
My son had 2 kids on his team that were 20, so I mean they were double reclasses.
Yeah,
right.
we had when we were at one of Steve's lacrosse tournaments in Long Island, they were referring to Massachusetts as reclassachusets.
It's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, well, why do you think these quarterbacks coming out of the draft are 24 years old? It's not just because
COVID had a lot to do with
hockey's worse. For
hockey's the best.
They won't take you till
we'll see when you're 23.
The colleges won't take you till you're 20 or 21.
Yes,
unless
you're
kids,
they go to the USHL.
Unless you're super elite, right?
Right.
The kids who go to college at 18 are like going to the NHL.
Yes.
But they also draft kids that are 17. All right, Joe, you had something for Bird.
Yes, 2 things. Number one, it sounds like Mike Vrabel. Well, he announced today that Stephon Diggs will be ready to go week 1. I just wanted to ask you, was there any smoke to the fact that they were unhappy or the reports that he was a pain in the posterior, I believe was the quote that I saw in the I believe Phil Perry had that. Was there anything to that? And you mentioned a projected trade, if there was one, of Diggs and picks for McLaurin if a deal could get done.
So on the first thing, I think as far as like this summer goes, Diggs has done everything that's been asked of him this summer. There's going to be some ancillary stuff that goes along with having him, which is sort of the price of admission with Steph and always has been. Doesn't mean he's a bad guy. I actually personally like him a lot, but there's always been a little bit extra. And I'm going to be interested to see how he fits in. His thing has always been getting the ball. And I think last year one reason it wasn't a problem in Houston was because he walked into the receiver room. Oh, there's Nico Collins. That's a real number one. What happens when he walks into a receiver room when there isn't one of those there if he's not getting the ball? That's a question, won't be answered till we get to see them.
Do you think he'll get the ball?
Games.
I think he will initially, right?
Yeah, no, I think. I would think they will get him the ball, but that was part of the problem in Buffalo. Was like the Bills got a little tired of like every 3 plays. If Josh hasn't thrown over that way, then we got some maintenance we got to take care of.
Well, it killed Allen's career when he left.
Yeah. So and then
got that right
on the trade idea. So. Look, everything Washington has done has been pushing their chips into the middle of the table for this year. Trading for Marshawn Lattimore in season last year, trading for Deebo Samuel, trading for Laramie Tunsil. They're trying to take advantage of the rookie contract window with their quarterback. And if you look at their receiver room, They like the rookie they have, Jalen Lane out of Virginia Tech. I mean, Debo is what he is at this point of his. There's just not a ton there. So they really need Terry McLaurin. So, like, my whole thing was, if this is another one like the Cincinnati situation with Trey Hendrickson, where if you're going to come in and offer something for Terry McLaurin, which I don't think it's going to happen anyway. I think they're going to find a resolution there. I think you got to give them some help now. And if they don't like the idea of making this commitment to an older receiver where they have to guarantee money in 26 and 27 for a guy who's turning 30, well, Steph Diggs' contract does have flexibility to bail after 25, after 26. So there's way more flexibility baked into that contract on top of the fact that Steph is from D.C. So there's just like some pieces together. Like, if you want to get creative, and it was my idea, it's not coming from my phone or anything like that. But like, if you want to get creative about it, like, and you were willing to give up a first-round pick to go get Terry McLaurin, would Terry and Steph make sense where you're helping Washington now and you're helping Washington later?
Does him saying that he will be ready to go week one, does it change the fact, will he be a Patriot week one? Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think the Patriots are leery of giving up anything now, draft pick-wise, because of the situation they're in with depth?
I think they should be, yes. I mean, they're not close, all right? And I understand, again, like, this is sort of what I was getting to before the break, Fred. I understand it sucks that people have had to sit through the last couple of years the way that they have, right? And there's this whole thing about, like, well, you know, like, it's been 2 years, but have they been 2 productive years? Okay? You can't sit there and say, well, we've waited they've had long enough, right? And then kill them for the 24 draft and kill them for the 20. There's, like, if there's nothing there, there's nothing there. Look at the last 5 drafts. How many productive players how many guys that you're going to look at and say that could be a cornerstone going forward are there from those drafts? Christian Gonzalez, maybe Christian Barmore.
Right. And that's a question mark too.
Who else?
Yeah.
Who else? So, I mean, and we'll see what happens with this year's draft class, but you can't sit there and count like the last 2 years as like, well, you know, like, there's no excuse, they should be building and blah, 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 and then kill them for the draft class and say, like that doesn't make any sense.
Right. What makes sense
that just flat out that defies logic.
And right, and what's common sense is you look at their team, and it's all players that they've brought in or drafted like now, right? And then the depth that's behind them, they're getting rid of. That was there. That says the quality of players that were here and what they need to do going forward.
I sat here, okay, in January, February, March of 2024 when Gerard and Elliott took over. And how many times did I say to you guys, Fred, that this is a multi-offseason rebuild?
Yeah.
Right? So if the 2024 offseason was a black hole, draft, free agency, contracts, all of that, if that offseason was a black hole, and we're all acknowledging it was a black hole, then wouldn't it logically remain a multi-offseason rebuild? If that offseason, if you got nothing out of the 24 offseason, we were all saying, and I was leading the charge on this is a multi-offseason rebuild, and you got nothing out of that offseason, wouldn't this remain a multi-offseason rebuild? And that's what Mike Vrabel and Ryan Cowden and John Stryker walked into, and I think that's why you're getting that vibe now. Like, they've realized, like, we are wafer thin on our roster. We still have gaping holes. We have some things here that we're not going to be able to hide or cover up. So
especially with injuries in the NFL. Any injuries are going to kill them.
And then you look down the roster, and then you look down the schedule. It's like, oh, well, look at the schedule. Well, what exactly makes you different than Carolina or Vegas? What? Tell me what makes you different.
Quarterback, right?
Yeah, well, no.
That's what you hope.
I mean,
I would rather have
Geno
Smith week 1 than Drake May.
Who was a better quarterback last year, Geno Smith or Drake May?
Geno.
Right. So
who was the better quarterback?
And I'm not. Drake's got a higher ceiling, but now we're projecting. You know,
right?
I mean, Bryce Young played well at the end of last year. Carolina's got a reason. So it's just, I think again, there's just this this level of entitlement, I'd say, in the fan base and the media, and I think that's part of what's making the new guys there a little uncomfortable. Like, wait a minute, like we did not inherit the 2018 Patriots here, you know.
Right.
That's not what we're walking into.
Okay. We got to go. But, Bert, hey, I really appreciate you coming in on Monday. I really do.
It was a struggle getting in here, but I made it.
I didn't bust your balls for being late. All right. Thank you, MMQB, Amazon. Enjoy your Labor Day.
You too.
Thank you for coming in. Now you have a full.
What's your first game?
Dan, we have to break. It's 7:59.
I'll ask you off the air.
You're
Sorry,
getting Adam very upset.
I was just getting happy. I was like excited about the football season.
All right. We'll be right back.
More. WZ FM and HD1. It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox take 3 out of 4 from the Yankees. They lose last night 7-2. Dustin May got the start. He struggled once again. 4 1/3 innings, gave up 3 home runs. Sox pitching gave up 5 in all. But the good news is they did take 3 out of 4 from New York. They're using Brendan Bernardino tonight as the opener as they begin our series with Baltimore. The Patriots are back on the practice field today. Mike Vrabel says that Stephon Diggs will be ready to go week 1, even though he hasn't played in the preseason. Says he's been getting a lot of reps this camp and is developing a good chemistry with Drake May. They did waive Layden Robinson yesterday. He was part of the 2024 draft class, drafted in the 4th round. Cut down day tomorrow at 4 p.m. Vikings trade Sam Howell to the Eagles. They signed Carson Wentz as a backup. And Tommy Fleetwood earned his first PGA victory. He did it at the Tour Championship. Headlines. They are brought to you by the McGovern Auto Group. McGovern and 98.5 The Sports Hub are giving away a brand new Ford F-150. For more info on how to enter, follow 98.5 The Sports Hub and McGovern Auto Group on Instagram. Complete rules and details at 98.5thesportshub.com. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update, 30 minutes.
Here we go. Boom. I win. Kaboom. Yeah. Hit somebody.
We've got a passion for Boston sports.
Get angry.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Oh, boy. I guess it's time for more Toucher and Hardy on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Yeah, Joe was telling me he was very impressed by my son and his friend flipping cards and gaining value in the cards.
He's an entrepreneur.
Yes, we were at the best flipping card show. I'm there every month. I set up a table of memorabilia and goods, and I love the hobby. I do work with Card Vault. You guys have Chris Costa on a lot, and I stream with them. And, I break cards out of boxes, and the goodies I send out to get graded, and I'll display them at a table. And
wow, you do everything.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes,
do you think I could get press passes to that thing at the Javits Center? That Fanatics?
I don't know. I mean, you could probably get a ticket, and then I know a guy that I can send you to. Well, we know
you got a guy.
Yeah. But I would get a ticket, and then press pass? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to go.
Because I just want, access, because that's where my son wants to go. That's what I'm thinking.
Fanatics Fest was legit this year.
You went?
No, but the guys I work with all were there, and I watched them party constantly.
Where is it, Fred?
The Javits Center.
Yeah.
It's the Javits Center.
It's in New York.
New York.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't know.
The Nationals in Chicago, though.
Yeah, I know, but
That's a big deal.
He wants to go to that. He wants to go to the of the Javits Center because it's the athletes are there and everything. All right, so the Loon was celebrating how many years in business?
75 years in business. They had a party.
I was invited. I could not go.
Yeah, me too. I was in New Jersey. Andy called me and said,
"Yeah,
we'd like you to come."
Well, Andy never called me, but
he meant to, Fred.
But he told Hardy to invite me.
Okay,
great. So it was originally on Wednesday. I took a day off for that one, just so you know.
Yeah,
the highly rated night show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
so you had to be there.
That's right.
Andy would have been offended if
you of all people, you're like King Kowloon.
Listen, I will flex for a second here.
If you wrestled, if you were in the WWE, I'd want you to be called King Kowloon.
Oh wow!
That could get very with the social mores,
everything.
Social mores now having Joe be Captain Kowloon could get very tricky with the cultural appropriation.
Oh,
I am the Kowloon Kingpin. For those,
you would have to get a Mr. Fuji, perhaps could be Captain Kowloon.
Tanaka?
You understand what I'm saying? Yes, there you go.
Well, Yokozuna was Samoan and I believe was Japanese.
Well, he might have been from parts unknown.
Yeah. You know what you could do now is Uganda, Kamala the Ugandan giant, who had an actual guy with a safari hat leading him by a leash.
Well, I can't remember his name at the moment, but I will get to it.
Okay.
But yes, the Kowloon was great. So there was a rain, so they moved everything, but it was really, you guys know I'm biased. I love the guys over at the Kowloon, but they were celebrating 75 years. Their family started it.
It's quite impressive.
They invited their family and friends for a VIP outing, which was food and great desserts, and they had
kimchi.
Oh, that was the guy's name.
You got a Giants handler with a safari hat. Sorry.
Okay. All right, Dan.
But they had 2 bands. Now, I had to leave early because I did Patriots post game, so I had to leave, but I was there from 5 to 8. But they had Tavares, and they had Starship. was the other band. So I mean, they brought in some nice bands of the 80s.
Yeah, or bands from the 80s.
Bands from the 80s.
Yeah. All right. I mean, let's not go crazy with the Starship. All right. So, what do we have here, Adam?
Well, Nicholas was there as well. He dropped by to take in some of the action and talk to some of the patrons at the Kowloon 75th anniversary block party, and ran into an old friend, and that's what you have some audio of.
Okay. I don't know who this is. Let's hear it.
First off, what's your name? Marshall Hook?
All right, Marshall Hook.
Love it.
Now, is he officially in the Kowloon crew, Joe?
I believe so. Yeah, Marshall's a.
Whoa. That
he
was
speaks
very.
on that.
Listen, my crew is Andy, James, and Mike Riley.
Yeah,
that's my crew.
That's the Kowloon crew because they go to wrestling stuff together.
Yeah, we went to WrestleMania in Vegas together this year, so that's generally. Are you guys going? They could not make it. I was the only member there of the actual Kowloon crew.
Why could Andy Wong not go?
No, Andy was there. He's working.
Oh, okay.
Where was the rest?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, at the Kowloon thing.
Yes.
Oh, Sarge didn't go.
He had another. He's big time craft now.
Jay Stu,
dazzle.
James Stu. Jay Stu couldn't go.
He was working here till 7:00. So
wow,
he couldn't go out.
I don't know. All I can tell you is I was there and I shook a lot of hands.
All right. A lot of people know Joe.
A master greeter.
Yeah, to flex for a second, I walked in with a couple of wrestlers at an event, and everyone said hi to me and not the wrestlers. And I said, hey, guys, I got that pull here.
Yeah, you do. All right. So here we go. Marshall Hook. What has he been up to? Marshall Hook, I'm very fond of.
He's
always been very nice to me.
Same.
Despite the fact that I tease him unmercifully. Let's continue that tradition right now.
First off, what's your name? Marshall Hook? And is it okay to use this for the radio?
It is, yes.
Okay, great. How are you?
I'm fine, Nicholas. How are you?
I'm doing well.
So excited to see you. Also, by the way, you didn't recognize me for the first several moments that you were standing immediately next to me.
I was talking to Melissa. I was catching up with her.
Okay.
So, tell me, I'm like 75 years of the Kowloon?
I have not been going to the Kowloon for quite that long, but it's been, 15 years maybe? How far back does the Kowloon crew go?
Oh, I don't want.
Oh, now he's putting himself in the Kowloon crew. You can't like that. Now, did you see Marshall there?
I did in passing.
In passing.
Yeah.
Did you say hi?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like a high and a wave.
Listen, everybody's a part of the Kowloon crew.
Oh, okay.
Let me.
No, but not enough to like sit at your. Who was at your table?
They had a table of 16 for everybody at the Sports Hub. So, they had 16 tables for people. So
a lot of empty.
That table?
Yeah, I hung out with our friend Barry.
Barry
and then
Siegel.
Sean Silver showed up.
I saw pictures of you and Sean Silver. You know why? Because Barry put him up.
That's right. So they hit it off. When I left, I was like, you two could. It was kind of cool. It was like a budding friendship at once.
Yeah, so the Mr. Sid Empire and the Kowloon Empire have joined forces.
And I believe everybody was definitely wearing Mr. Sid wear at the Kowloon event.
Well, they always are. I mean, the Kowloon is notorious for its
there's the robe you're wearing in to the ring, right? Made by Mr. Sid.
That night, all the Wong family were wearing dress to the nines. It was.
Well, I would imagine
awesome.
it was their 75th anniversary.
Yeah, it was a great night. Honest to God, though, I know we're playing. It was a fantastic night of just hanging out. They had a nice buffet style of food.
No, everyone was. No, there's no debating that this was good. This is not my angle. My angle is not to diminish the event. My angle is to diminish your friendship with Marshall Hook. Which,
Marshall and I, we text. He listens to the night show and texts me little things.
Yeah, he listens to the show and text, but I wouldn't call him a friend. I mean, he's not in the Kowloon crew, which is what we've learned.
Marshall was actually, when I got into radio, he was my teacher at broadcasting school.
Oh.
So, yeah. And
you guys go way back then,
And now I have my own show.
And now he's in politics.
That's right.
What's he do?
He's some selectman or something, or he has some weird job.
Really?
Slick back hair. Slick back hair, blazer. That's like the new Marshall Hook look.
I mean, he's like a selectman in Topsfield. I mean, you got to dress to the nines.
What's he think?
A lot of
That was our rival growing
Listen,
up.
they have a big fair coming up. You got to
they do,
deal with that.
Fred, I used to go there when there was dog racing at Topsfield Fair.
Fred,
I just do that in my backyard now.
You want to talk about food, bro? The Topsfield Fair is like the creme de la creme of a eating experience.
Yeah.
Turkey legs, deep fried Oreos.
Yeah, I was going to say deep fried what?
You name it, they got it.
Ooh, it's zesty.
Very zesty.
Now, yeah, because
such flavor in your
how
mouth.
many people bring food into you now?
Well, a lot of them are partners of ours here at the Sports Hub, so we have that going on.
Yeah, but no one brings us food.
I will tell you this. There are people that I brought in for advertising that bring it in middays every day, and I'm like, so when I come in at 6, 7
get leftovers.
There's nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, because Zolak can't stop eating.
Fred, how come no one brings you food?
Why don't you keep interrupting Joe? Go ahead.
What I was going to say is that there are people who say, "Hey, we brought it in for those guys. We're going to bring it in for you tonight." So we don't get as many as you may think.
Because if I was a restaurant, I wouldn't even bring it into this show. I would bring it into your show because no matter what, like, you know, if more people listen in the morning, it's not because of the quality of the show, just because it's morning drive. I still would want to be on the Joe show because of your absolute joy.
It changes the vibe of the show.
Yeah.
Like there has been people who brought in food, and it's the night just changes.
Let me do something just real quick. You're in Topsfield. There's no fair. Where do you go?
Oh my God, Topsfield. Well, Topsfield doesn't have a lot, but there's the 466 restaurant, and that's right at the top of the hill, and they got great pizza there. Good little pub.
Okay. Yeah. What do you know the name of the guy one of the people that worked there?
I do not, unfortunately.
All right.
I don't have again. I'm not from the North Shore. I live on the North Shore, and I get invited.
Right. If you're in Saugus and in the Loons, like closed for like renovations or something, where do you go?
Well, it depends. Hooters is across the street. There's a lot of options. Kelly's is right there. Oh, also open late till 2 a.m. You can get food and Bill and Bob's is open till 3 a.m.
Okay.
As well.
And so 3 a.m. What do you get at Bill and Bob's?
Definitely a beef, 3-way, cheese, mayo sauce, and they also have other types of fried foods. They got fried pickles is something that I like late night.
Yeah. All right. Very good.
You know, I know how to make a beef. I know how to eat a beef.
Yeah.
But I'm not the beef king. I just want to there's a guy named Andy Ferg, North Shore Beefs. He is the beef king. This guy could tell you where to get a beef, what days not to eat a beef. He's outstanding.
Chicken parm sub, where do you go?
Depends on where you are. If we're in Medford, it's Bob's. Bob's Deli is one of the best. D'Agostino's is another one that's in Winchester, if you're in that area.
There's one in Andover now, too.
I was going to say. That was one
Dags make a great Italian.
See, he knows.
All right.
Good family, too. Good people.
Best sandwich in Boston, though, overall,
in,
Sam LaGrasse's pastrami. Bring your wallet, but it is by far the best sandwich in the city, no doubt.
Which is where?
It's in downtown Boston.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's $20 for a sandwich, but take my word for it, it's worth it.
Yeah, it's one of those that it's like 2 days worth of food.
No, that's done by lunch. See you later.
Okay. Have you ever been to? You've been to New York, right?
Yes.
Have you ever been to Katz's?
I have not.
Because they stack it very high at Katz.
There's a Katz in Chelsea that makes great breakfast pizza bagels.
Do you know someone's name there?
I don't know, but the great dessert people for the Kowloon, Liberto's out of Revere, they invited me, and
Gosh,
I'm in discussions of potentially feeding the crowd on Friday with them.
What crowd?
The show that I'll be filling in for you while you're on vacation. I'll be here on Friday morning.
Oh, so they'll be feeding the morning show with desserts?
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, there would be breakfast sandwiches.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the earliest you'll eat dessert?
Oh,
now
11 a.m. probably.
Okay. What if they brought like a birthday cake in right now?
I
for
need
someone?
it right this second.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't eat as much sugar as I used to.
No. Okay. I'm not. I'm just saying, like,
I'm down 80 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you now you're a breakfast fan.
Love breakfast, but I work nights, so breakfast gets passed over a lot in my life.
Right.
Do you go to places though that have all day breakfast at night?
You could, yeah. There's a place down the street in a pickle. They make the best chicken and waffles I've had in the area.
Where do you go? Like, is there anywhere you can go
Breakfast
after
joint?
the show? No, after the show to eat.
Today, I am going.
No, not today. Like when you do the night show.
Oh, the night show. No, it's all takeout.
Okay.
It's only takeout.
Is there anywhere around here you go?
At
like 11 o'clock?
No, there's nowhere.
Okay.
Any place in Newton you go?
Mr. Sid's, he goes.
No, you.
No.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of places.
Well, Newton's turning into a delicacy of cuisine.
Really?
There's a lot of. Have you been to Ginny's yet? Ginny's a great pizza joint, Newton Center.
Yeah.
Buff's
It's all right.
Pub, obviously. I'm a
Buff's.
Cabot's guy.
Yeah, everyone loves
Cabot's my whole life.
Cabot's is the best. They have a strawberry parfait Sunday. That's the best.
Blue Ribbon Barbecue is a nice little
right.
Asian joint next door right there, too. That's fantastic. It has a lot of great food in Newton.
Gee, Jin's in Wellesley is the best Chinese food.
The Linden store has a great sandwich, and Captain Martin's great seafood over there as well.
Okay.
And if you keep going to Natick, the best hot dog place in the world, Casey's.
Okay, in the world.
Casey's hot dogs.
No, because I'm more North Shore.
Yeah. Oh, your ways. Tessie's roast beef is a big one.
I grew up with Harrison's.
Harrison's is another good one.
And I knew all the kids that worked there and everything else. I knew the dad who owned it and stuff like that.
What's the Joe Fish has one of the big Kahuna lobster roll. Yeah. Is that a soundbite now? The big Kahuna. I'm telling you, this thing. And it's half-price lobster rolls after 9 o'clock.
At night?
Yeah.
Oh. You notice how like Dan keeps saying like he knows people and like
I don't
the family?
know. I'm not saying that at all. I said it once, Fred.
No, you said it twice. So
sorry, Joe. Go ahead. Continue.
No, I'm not saying.
Have you been to Joe Fish though? It's not
yes, I have. It's very good. Is that okay, Fred?
No, I'm just saying that you're trying to like find common ground with Joe. You're saying
Trying
that
to be
you
nice.
know families too.
I enjoyed it. I like Joe.
Yeah. I've talked about this before. I like to eat. And
Really?
there was a time where I deprived myself, as Fred would say. Hey, you're really depriving. I was. I wouldn't eat bread, anything.
Yeah, I know.
And then now I eat whatever I want, and I fluctuate about 5 to 10 pounds.
How about are you standing on the ground barefoot like your friend has said?
Dan, who we give you, I know you guys have played this. He doesn't eat anything that has like seed oil in it. And he went to a breakfast place yesterday. He told me about no seed oil. Loved it. It was fantastic. But Dan,
They caught it with seed oil.
Yeah, Dan, honestly, if you look at him, like he's not the same guy we knew.
No, that's great. He lost a lot of weight, but I would say it's from standing on the ground.
He loves to ground. He's a grounding guy. Have you heard Matt Collins ever talk about this? By the way,
is that the guy who goes barefoot?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a lift shot to Matt Collins one-on-one.
Yeah, I think Matt Collins is wanting a little bit too much. Like he's a nutty guy for not wearing
wicked
shoes.
into aliens too.
I think it's a bit of an affectation. Look, we have to take one phone call, but because it's for Joe. Brandon, go ahead.
You got to go to Sarah's Market in Saugus, Mass, Route 1 North.
I've been there.
They're closed Mondays because he's family-owned, but best cutlets in the area if I'm not cooking them.
All right. Oh,
Fresh
you
bread every
work
day.
there?
I used to work there years ago. He's third generation. That place is outstanding.
No, I've been there. It's a nice little stop right off of Route 1. I get a couple of meatball sandwiches.
Yeah, Joe doesn't seem overly impressed.
It's all right.
He's like, yeah.
It's all right.
He's like, I don't know. Yes, Daniel.
What if you had one place North Shore to get like a perfect chicken parm cutlet? Like I like it crispy.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say?
Petrillo's in Peabody is the best Italian I've had in the area. They are absolutely outstanding, but they have a great chicken parm and the best bolognese of all time.
All right, it's been settled. We could just take calls all day, and Joe would know.
This would be the night show.
The best is the guy's like the best cutlet, and you could just see Joe's face. He's like, pfft. He's like, nah.
No, he said Sarah's is good. It's a nice little market.
It's nice. It's like a little thing.
What's great is that I go north and it's on northbound. Sometimes you got to do the old turnaround on.
Yeah,
it can get a little confusing.
It can be very confusing, especially.
I like this, Fred.
All right, well there you go.
Should listen. I do a show every night.
I know you do.
It's from 7 to 11.
I know you do.
I don't like it when there's a game on because then Joe has to get too compressed. Like I like Joe with some room to breathe.
And I like to let the callers talk.
Yes.
And sometimes they have to let me go.
Yes. And that Joe is one host that sometimes the caller's like, all right, well, that's enough.
I got to go into work. I'm on my break.
Yeah, exactly. Or no, like the sun comes up.
But if you were alone, what would you do?
I got to let you go.
Yeah. that guy called in about options at late night, and he was stuck on McDonald's. And I'm like, no.
No. I mean, that was a rookie thing that he did. Yeah. No question. All right. You know, Joe, I'm a huge fan.
I know you are.
Yeah,
you listen. You take a shower and go to bed, and then when I'm up, I'm in my bed while you're on. It's
there
like
you go.
We have that type of relationship.
And plus, during the school year. Believe me, I'm in that car. I hear a lot of your show. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. We will talk about the Red Sox. Everyone, calm down. We have two guys who know a lot about it. We will be talking about that in just a moment.
I mean, guys, I talk about roast beef. So I'm not from the North Shore. He's a North Shore guy who eats beef. I don't know beef. I just know.
Fred. Seldom right and never wrong.
Right here. Is that Dutcher or is that Hardy?
Kinda looks like a poodle. It's an effing poodle, dumbass. Johnston one day. That's his big vacation. I'm playing at some uni up in like Lowell.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, yeah.
Lowell got a great food scene as well. If you ever go over there, with
Oh,
the
yeah?
downtown areas.
What's the scene like there?
Well, I did an event at the Lowell Songus Arena there, but they had he mentioned meter earlier, but I did a half of football, the indoor arena football that we have here at 98.5 The Sports Hub as well on our H2 tape. But I walked around that downtown area, some of the best just Asian food I've had, Vietnamese food. Oh my God!
Would you go like hit numerous restaurants like the same day?
No, I'm a one restaurant day kind of guy, unless I'm on vacation.
Right, but then you'll tour like a little, do like a little tour, like get something somewhere.
I did. Yes, we did. We did a roadie rumble where a bunch of guys got in the bus. And we looked for the best pizza in the state.
When was that?
Last year. The Roni Rumble is
because sometimes people will get a bus like to drive them around because they're getting drunk at a bunch of bars.
Well, too, but we were eating too.
Oh, but you had pizza as well.
But we're like guys in our 40s.
How many places?
I believe I mentioned garlic breath to you off the air, but there was a place in Holliston that took down the prize.
How many places did you visit?
Well, there was 60. It was a bracket of 64 pizza places, and it came down to the final 4.
And you tried them all?
I did not try them all, but the final
Reputation
16 I at least knew.
Wow.
Right. Okay. Well, look.
Sorry.
If you were in for the rest of the week,
getting derailed.
No, we're not getting derailed at all. There's no such thing.
Blue Square took the honor.
Blue Square, and where's that?
That is in I believe Hopkinton, Massachusetts.
Now, is that a Detroit thing or a bar thing?
I've heard it's Detroit style. You know me, man. Volo, Swampscott. What's up, Tony? That's my favorite place.
All right, very good.
What kind do you like, Fred? What's your favorite pizza?
I mean, I like Detroit-style pizza, and I like New York-style pizza, and I like that Neapolitan pizza. I don't like regular as much. I like, obviously, every pizza, but I don't like the regular style pizza. Like I like it either thin or like thick. I don't like
a lot of Greek pizza in the city of Boston.
Yeah,
and I just could go. I want any other slice because I was so like Pleasant Cafe in Rosendale, very thin, outstanding.
All right, there you go. All right, so the Red Sox took 3 or 4 from the Yankees. The Yankees are terrible. They can't field. They Brian Bayo in one game that was fairly well played defensively, won a 1-0 game. The Yankees seem to be – they were playing well, though, before all this.
It looked like the Red Sox earlier in the season.
Exactly.
The way they played.
So what did that tell you about the Red Sox? Like, what are your guys' feelings? How have things changed?
Here's my take on the Red Sox, Fred. Ready?
I am.
I think I'm excited because they are now a team. I like to watch teams that become confident in themselves, that learn each other, grow together, and become a team. So there's no question in my mind that they're a legitimate contending playoff, bona fide, got to watch them for the next 30 games, 31 games, that they're a very good baseball team. And it's been cool to watch them develop and trust each other and grow into a baseball team guided by Alex Cora. So what I'm looking at now, I'm not afraid of them, like not making the playoffs and, oh my gosh, who's going to start this game and everything. I like what they're doing as a team on a day in and day out basis. We've seen them grow. We've seen them add veterans. And now Bregman and even Nathaniel Lowe are guiding, and Trevor Story's the MVP of this team. And they're just kind of come together nicely, and it's been fun to watch from start to finish. And I start with also the guy that's the new face of the franchise, and Roman Anthony just continues to do jaw-dropping things. It's just fun. And everyone out there should just enjoy this month.
Are you enjoying this month, Joe?
He's positive. If I can be critical, this is just being critical. And I'm not saying we should be positive about the Red Sox. No doubt about it. But if you do look at it, in spite of their success this week, they've lost 4 of their last 7. Like, they've scored 3 runs or fewer in 7 of the last 10 games. They're 5-5. So I guess that's okay. I want to see them beat up on Baltimore this week.
I want to see them. See, someone said to me yesterday, how excited are you about the sweep, the possible sweep? And I was like, I don't really care about that. I want to see them. This was going into last night, win 3 of the next 5 games. That's what I want to see. So now I want to see them take 3 out of 4 after what Baltimore did to them last week. And that, to me, will be a sign of a good team. Show us that you can bounce back from those types of games and beat a team that you should beat. Now, Baltimore's kind of playing for nothing, so
they've been better lately, though.
And I don't understand what happened to Rutschman. He's kind of gone, so it's just that was what I said prior to last week.
And that's the thing. They could have a good win. It's just what happens the next one. So you had a great series. You won 3 out of 4. Don't go on and they struggle on the road. So, let's give them credit. They had a really good weekend. But if you do take out that 1-0 win, which we really can't, they really would have split the series. If you look there.
But see, don't look at it that way, though.
No, but I'm trying to stay
you
positive.
Just said I can't.
I'm saying
They took 3 out of 4.
It is done.
Done. Now, this series, at least split. I want 3 out of 4, but at least split. And then go home. And the one thing that Cora talked about and has nauseatingly so talked about, got to win at home. They're 16 games above 500. It's exactly what you want in a team. But part of that is you want them to at least get that top wild card spot so that they can play at home now and learn and grow as a playoff team.
Can I be critical about one more thing? Well, Alex Cora, whenever something goes wrong, he says the team is what it is. So is that taking shots at, the general manager for not making moves, or is he just saying the team is what it is? Because when you use Chapman and you can't use him the next night, or you can't use Whitlock, who, by the way, was really good this weekend, who do you have next? And Weiser bailed him out.
That's going to be their problem.
Maybe Slayton comes back and
Slayton's got to be back, and he's got to be back and pitching well, right? Because their bullpen is, to me, that has been the issue that I've had going on the whole season, because Weiser's been just thrown into the ground. He's pitched so many innings. Same with guys like Justin Wilson, whatever. So that's, to me, is what's going to decide this team and how good they are and how far they can go, is that back end of the bullpen. So you got to be careful with Chapman. You just have to. Because he's been so good. It's surprisingly so to so many people. And then you have Whitlock, and then you hope Slayton can go in there, too, to use with Weiser. And then from the left side, you have, Wilson and Matz. Yeah. So I think they're okay. And then you're going to use Walker Buehler out of the bullpen and what have you. So I think they're in good shape.
It's coming together.
And
no
I think
doubt.
I go back to what Bert was saying, we were all saying about Vrabel and the Patriots, right? This is kind of like a 2-year plan, and I think the Red Sox are on that 2-year plan now that they've figured things out. They need to go out and get a number 2 starter in the offseason. Fred, you've talked about that ad nauseum as well. If they could find a Joe Ryan or way to acquire someone that could be that number 2, even though Bayo stepped in, I still want more starting pitching. But I think that they're on their way, and it's fun to watch.
Who do you think is the biggest threat in the American League out of the wild card teams? Seattle's, by the way, I just looked at their schedule coming up. It's very easy.
They're the biggest threat, Fred. Just on paper, they're the biggest threat to win the American League.
They played very poor against the National League recently.
Right, but they can pitch. That's the one thing with them. And their Cal Raleigh is just insane.
Oh, where'd you get that from? Obvious. But they play San Diego, and then after that, they don't play anyone until the last series of the season against Los Angeles. They have 3 against Los Angeles, but they really play quite literally nobody.
Yeah,
because Cleveland's a joke now. So
they said, who's the biggest threat? Seattle.
And you can't going out to Seattle and going out there for the entire wild card.
But I want them to play in the playoffs. I want them to grow into get a feel for playoff baseball, so that all these young guys feel that. And then go forward. I want to see him sign Bregman to a longer-term deal, and then keep going. I like it.
Yeah, I'm interested who they bring up, too. Is it Peyton Tolley? Because he had a great start over the weekend.
Maybe throw him into the bullpen, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he becomes part of that mix, too, where you got to win.
He's got some makeup, huh?
Yes, and the other thing is get to the playoffs, because that is where Cora shines, right? That's what we saw in 2018. Just using everybody and anybody in that bullpen, starting pitching, everyone else, finding a way to win. That's what makes Bochy so great. That's what separates the good managers from the great managers, and that's what I'd like to see.
I just hope they can hit when they face a good pitcher. I don't know what their best lineup is right now. I don't know. Is it Rafaela at second with the outfield that they have? Is Hamilton? He makes a good play and then he doesn't make a good play. It's so inconsistent. But there's a lot of question marks. The one thing is, it's so important for the team to make the playoffs, because it's real. I don't hate to say next year, but it really does help the team into what they're going to be and becoming a destination for free agents.
Fred, and if you were you are a baseball fan, right? So if this was happening in St. Louis or what have you, how could you not be excited about what you're seeing, the way this team is growing?
I would just be furious that they traded Devers for nothing. I still would be, and I know San Francisco sucks. They got him. and I know he hasn't been great. But I just would have, and you can trade him all you want, but you could have retained salary and gotten something back from him. And if they go to if they go to a deciding game in the playoffs and end up not having a pitcher and they get blown out, I would be just really, really pissed off that they didn't retain some of his salary and at least get a starting pitcher, because they are worse, not just because they lost Devers, but literally worse from the two players that are on the Major League roster that they acquired basically for that Devers trade. Hicks makes you worse, and May makes you worse. They traded the prospect they got in that for May, and May isn't going to pitch in the playoff. I mean, might middle relief or something, but there's no way he's going to pitch for you in the playoffs. So, just you could have gotten something to help you, and you didn't. I can't get over that. And you know me, Dan. I'm not sitting here. I think it's like an annoying thing that happens that people it's a reflex that they bitch about the Red Sox.
I understand what you're saying.
That would just everything, if they don't win a playoff round this year, if they don't win a wild card round this year, I would think, well, what would they have done? A, if they had Devers, or B, if they had gotten something back for him. If they had gotten something to help the team back for him. Anything to help the team.
Well, you're hoping Kyle Harrison maybe can be that guy, right?
Yeah, that's part of the Devers trade. I'm already out.
Yeah, he might start tonight.
Is that the kid they optioned to AAA when they first got him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bernardino's going to start. They're doing the
right.
opener.
They're saying
again,
that,
right,
but I just maybe, I was still holding out hope that
what happened with Criswell? Is it an elbow thing?
I don't know. Jeez. I just feel bad for him. Every time he comes up here, he pitches well.
And then can't be healthy.
Back down.
And he can't do anything out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to stay healthy. As you know, it is an unnatural motion.
But, Fred, I think this is a great time. Enjoy this month. Okay?
No, I won't. No one's going to care because football starts a week from Sunday.
I hate to derail the show here, but did you see about a big real estate deal going on in Nantucket?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it next.
I just wanted to make sure you knew about that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it next.
How come when he chimes in with something, you're fine with it?
Because you're the one who sent it to me.
I also had a disclaimer when I said it too.
Yeah,
I said, "Hey, not to derail the show."
No, but also
Dan
told me about this earlier and sent it to me, and now he's acting like
no. Just the way it was brought up and everything else. You tell me we got to go to break, we got to go, and everything else.
Masturbating. Your thoughts?
We'll be right back.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment. That's how you get it.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox fell to the Yankees on Sunday Night Baseball 7-2. Dustin May got the start. He struggled in 4 1/3 innings, gave up 3 home runs. They gave up 5 in all last night. But you know what? They won 3 out of 4 in New York. They lead the wild card right now, and they'll play in Baltimore tonight. Looks like Brendan Bernardino will get the start as the opener. Patriots are back at practice today. They released Leighton Robinson yesterday. He was a 4th-round pick in 2024 as an injury designation. But Mike Vrabel today said Stephon Diggs will be ready to go Week 1. The team does need to cut down to 53 players tomorrow by 4 p.m. The Vikings sending Sam Howell to the Eagles. They did sign veteran Carson Wentz. Tommy Fleetwood, after 160-plus majors, his first PGA victory at the Tour Championship. Headlines, they are brought to you by Cortica, Massachusetts' leading autism care team, offering immediate diagnosis and therapies for toddlers and preschoolers. Learn how Cortica can support your child's autism care journey at corticacare.com. That's corticacare.com. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update is in 30 minutes.
You're listening to Toucher. understand, but make sure you bring the Sports Hub app with you so you can hear more of Toucher and Hardy.
That's what I want on my tombstone.
I mean, I can save it if you give me just a moment. I can save it.
There you go. This is what we play every time we talk about Bill Belichick. It's Girls Like Status by The Hold Steady. And there is big news coming out of the Belichick camp. Dan doesn't like this story. Dan says he doesn't like the story. The whole Bill Belichick, Jordan Hudson thing. You don't, right? Oh, I'm sorry. You don't like it, right?
No, I just,
Now, what don't you like about it?
I just like this whole, saucy.
But then let's do this that we did off air. Do you think it's odd that he gives her all this money?
Big time.
Okay. Do you think that it's odd that he's given her so much control of his career?
Big time. It's like disgusting.
All right. So you have emotions
I have an opinion
about
on it.
the
I just
story.
don't like talking about it.
You have an emotion.
Okay, does it make you cry?
So, but let me get this straight. So you have an opinion on it, and you have emotions about it. You have.
I don't like talking about it. That's all.
But your job is
listening to you talk about it. I'm fine with that.
But your job is to talk about
my job's
things.
not to talk about that.
About stories in sports?
Yes, but this is a story that I don't want to talk. I want to talk about the games. I'm curious to see how he does in North Carolina.
You do so much in your career that is not about the actual games. It's I would imagine 3/4 of what you do, it doesn't involve the actual game that had been played. Yes, your every interview that you do is not about an actual game that got played. You focus on people's stories of family and overcoming adversity. So you do seek out. I know for a fact you seek out. Did you ever go to the coach at Lawrence and talk about maybe profiling that kid on the team?
Close. I didn't. It just didn't.
No. But did you call him?
No,
at
I
least?
didn't. I owe him a phone call.
You do owe him a phone.
I do, and it's on my list.
Oh, does he love you? Swear
Good
to
man.
God.
Good baseball man.
Swear to God that you'll do it today.
I swear to God, Fred.
Okay, please, because he was.
Send me his number again.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you right after
we'll do
this
it.
break. I
I'm
might do
calling
it
my way
during it
home.
if you get going enough.
I'm very interested in this story, Fred.
Yeah, we're going to take a break. We'll come back.
But Joe, isn't that interesting to you? That Dan gave. I'm not going to say it. Dan gave me the most innocuous story. It's interesting, but it's completely innocuous. It would give you no idea of who told it to him because, I don't know. It's not anyone involved with anything, and it's about a public setting, something that the guy saw with Belichick and Jordan, and he's like, "Don't talk about it," which I won't. But you have to understand, it's like random place, random guy or girl, I don't even know, like kind of random information. Like he could not pinpoint anyone. And Dan's like, "Don't share it." I'm like, wait, that somebody saw something somewhere? Like it's just like it's not anywhere that Belichick would be able to even know. Like it was in a place where you're with strangers, essentially. But Dan, he doesn't want to get down into the muck of it.
No, so this is what I'm noticing as a full-time radio host. Reporters report. Is that what you are? Mm-hmm. You're a reporter, so you report.
But the Boston Globe is a newspaper that is owned by the New York Times.
Reporters don't want to do talk show stuff like us, and so when I have guests on and they don't want to do it, I'm like, all right, see ya.
Well, Callahan is very he hates the
the
Belichick stuff.
I'll do most stories. Fred, how long have we been doing this together? I mean, I do most stories.
No, I know. I love having you on.
Yeah, I just don't do the M word, right? So other than that,
masturbation.
Other than that, we could talk about
at his age.
Everything.
He's still yanking it all the time.
So I just don't like this
You should
story.
see the gross stuff that he looks at.
So Joe, I am I love the games. It's still when I drive down Route 1 coming up in 13 days. That morning, I'm going to be so excited. We're going to see football played, game, everything else. And I like the people that play the games. I like the features and everything.
Well, he coached the game.
Yes, but
this is a feature.
I just don't like dragging the story underneath.
I get
it's
it.
The whole.
I respect it.
But you have an opinions.
I do have
and
opinions,
emotions,
Fred, but I don't like talking about it. That's
but you
all.
have opinions and emotions about it. It's not like you're above it. Go ahead.
I think Bill's getting kicked off the island, and Linda took power, and he's out.
All right, so let's
That's my take.
Okay, this is a big story in the Globe. It's the most read story on the Globe. On 3 North Gully Road, where Bill Belichick, he bought a bunch of, to my understanding, he's bought a bunch of properties,
So
right
he's
around
got
each
several
other.
properties?
Yes, to my understanding.
Like a compound.
He put it on the market for $3.8 million. By the way, the growth of property value over the last couple of years in Nantucket, not great. Not great. No. Around COVID, bagoosh. But since then, very slow growth. Because you know why? It's a hellhole, a pit. And it's no better than Cape Cod. It's no better than Martha's Vineyard. It's no better than Newport. People insist that it is somehow physically better than those areas, but the only reason people go there is so they can say they go there and to see other people that go there.
Why? Now, in my mind, Fred, so this is my opinion right here. Why is Nantucket or Martha's Vineyard nowhere near as nice as a place like Chatham or Orleans or Brewster?
Wait, you feel that way?
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I've never been to Martha's.
So we all agree that there's nothing special about Nantucket. It's impossible to get to.
I've never been there, so I can't say
Right,
it.
of course you haven't, because it's impossible to get to. The whole reason is its exclusivity. The whole reason is the people that are there. It's for complete, by definition, douchebags. It's for douchebags. It's for stuck-up douchebags, in like new money douchebags like Belichick. Just gross people.
You can't go to a Cape League game.
Yeah, they don't have any
Right?
kind of Cape
That's
League
right.
game.
That's
Right.
How do you end your night?
Right. And I'll
Right?
tell you, it's from what I hear, it's no picnic in the off season with the people there.
I
They're
did
not
do
enjoying
Chatham this summer, and it was absolutely
The
fantastic.
best.
All right.
It's the
so
best.
you
The
guys,
Anglers,
all right.
going
so
to a veteran stadium's beautiful.
Hello. Excuse me.
Now, I'll talk about
Are
that,
you on
Fred,
acid this
all
morning?
day.
You are really. You know what it is? It's the speed. It's that go-go juice he takes in the morning. But all right. So he's put one of his properties up. Now look. Does that mean that he's going to sell his other several properties on the island? I am going to guess if he's not in the process of doing so, he's done with Nantucket, because I agree with you, Joe. I know that there was a bar in Nantucket. This is just an example that said you have to be as old as Jordan Hudson, older than Jordan Hudson to get in here. I know that Linda Holiday, who is very powerful in Nantucket because of Bill Belichick, and who I would rather be with than Jordan Hudson. Hand to God, swear in the Bible, she's much older than me.
She's a great person.
I think that she's hotter, even at her age, than Jordan Hudson, but that's just my own opinion, but that doesn't have anything to do with anything. This relationship where there is millions of dollars being handed off, just like Bill Belichick bought the receptionist of the New York Giants a $2 million brownstone. If it wasn't in Bed-Stuy, it was in Brooklyn. When he, did you hear that story? Yeah, when the woman got divorced, the husband's like, oh, no, she has property. The $2 million brownstone that Belichick bought her. Belichick loves essentially paying for sex. If you really extrapolate it to that. I mean, he has sex with people, and then he gives them lots of things, including properties in Dorchester that a person I know was outbid by Jordan Hudson on. That was going on. So Jordan Hudson almost maybe overextending a little bit. Maybe not a really great real estate deal, in my friend's opinion. Too much for the property.
Nantucket, Dorchester, it's too,
Well, listen, those are investment properties that her and a guy from a finance firm or a company. The whole thing. If you were dating a girl and she was like, hey, I'm going to business with this other guy that works for this finance firm, and we're going to LLC the thing and go start buying real estate with your money, what would you say? I'd say, that doesn't sound like I'm going to get that money back.
Yeah, no, it does. But I think what you're this story, I think she's ruffled feathers in the community with even Linda's daughters, for that matter.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot going on there, and I just think Bill's going to start selling off and get out of it.
And do you think that perhaps her wearing her sash to public events is somehow, as if that's an achievement, is somehow strange?
Team Linda, though. I am Team Linda on this one. She won the war.
Absolutely,
was
she won the war.
by the way? Who is the squatter in Nantucket?
There are theories. There are theories, which I don't think it was Jordan. I was told that was a theory, but it doesn't make sense. He's giving her all this money. Why would she have to squat?
Linda.
I don't know. I don't know who's squatting or if anyone is squatting, but he was able to sell that place. All right, look, AJ DeBonza is here. Everyone loves Roach, both of them.
Ace is here.
Ace is here as dad, so Roach, you can go glad hand, and it's all you. And you Joe, have many things in common in terms of your background.
Correct.
So we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening.
Nathan Wallach. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. AJ DeBonza and his dad Ace are here. AJ is going to BYU. They play UConn at the Garden this year. AJ could be the number 1 pick in the draft. Dan texts with his father. I text with his father now. AJ just looks absolutely miserable to be here.
That's how he is, though. You get used to him.
What time did you get up today?
Like 6:30.
Yeah. Is that early for you, or do you work out in the morning?
No, I thought there was gonna be traffic, so I had to.
Good man.
Nick, come in here and or have Ryan come in here to adjust the microphones, please. All right. So, yeah. So this is take us through your schedule at BYU. Like, what do they have you doing in the off season now that you're on campus?
My summer's pretty much over. We don't have like workouts anymore, so we're just waiting until school starts.
All right. So they can't. When school starts, have they given you any idea of like how much this is going to dominate your life?
No, practice is at like we have weights at like 3, and then practice at like 4 p.m.
Okay.
Like an hour and a half or 2 hours, and then you have study hall after that. You have class in the morning.
Yeah.
But I probably work out before class.
Okay.
You've been in Utah. What's the campus like compared to where you've been at Utah Prep? Well, how's that compare, and what's the campus like for you? Do you like the campus?
Yeah, campus is way bigger. It's open. It doesn't really look real because of like the mountains in the background. But it's a nice campus. It's really big. It's like 35,000 people on campus.
Yeah, and so he's from Brockton, Joe.
Yeah, I was gonna say Brockton to Utah is a little bit of a different atmosphere, right?
Yeah.
But think about this, right? People always talk about the best athlete to come out of Boston, go to from high school, like Dana Barros, right? From here, went to Xaverian, ended up at Boston College. You were recruited by one of the best coaches out there, and Kevin Young, who's been recruiting great young talent. Ace, I'm sure you could probably mention what was it about him to go to BYU, because you're one of the top recruits. He's been getting top recruits. Why BYU over some of these other programs?
I just felt like my ultimate goal is to go to the NBA, and he's been coaching NBA talent for however long he has been, and he brought in like NBA staff members with him to try to recreate this like NBA play style to college. So I thought I was only right.
And you have every need you possibly have, right, as far as the NBA life or what you're looking to get into, right? So from nutrition all the way through, is that correct?
We have an NBA dietitian, NBA strength coach, NBA analytics, like damn near everything.
Have you started all that? Have you been on that program with like what's your nutrition like? How many times do you eat a day? What kind of things do you do?
When I go back, it's gonna change. I think I gotta eat like 4 times a day, but in the summer it was just kind of like testing new things out to see what I'm gonna do for the season.
You look like have you grown weight wise, height wise? Even since the last time I saw you?
Grew like since I got to college, I probably grew like an inch, and then I gained like 5-6 pounds.
So you're what now? 6'9"?
6'9", yeah.
And how much do you weigh?
Like 215.
And what's your wingspan?
Like 7'1", 7'2".
Oh man!
Is there a weight they want you to weigh? Like, is there something that's like a goal for them this year?
Like their ideal weight was like 220 by the time end of the season, but I'll probably stay in between that like 217, 219 range.
Okay.
Yeah, because is there too much? You know what I mean? Like you don't want to get too bulked up, right?
Too heavy, yeah.
Because you're shooting and everything else.
Yeah, like I'm known for like being able to be like versatile, like be fast for my size, so I don't want to get in too much weight and slow myself down.
I always find this fascinating. What would you say right now, or maybe in the last year, 2 years, 5 years, was your biggest weakness, and how have you worked on that, and what's maybe changed in your game to where you felt your biggest weakness has grown into now a strength?
Yeah, just being like sometimes out of control. I definitely like just being in high school, just doing a lot of random stuff, but I just kind of like changed my pace being in college and being more slow and controlled.
I just got something for you. Like Anthony Davis in the NBA, right? He was this point guard. Well, he had this huge growth spurt, and at Kentucky became a big, and now he's one of the best bigs in the league. Were you a ball handler early on? Like, how did it develop for you to? And what will you be, a 4? I guess in college. Like, what position would you say you are now? And did you develop with all the growth? Now, you're 6'9" now. Yeah. I guess like, were you a ball handler, and now are you going to be a wing and a big?
Nah, I've always been tall. I just got taught to dribble, but. By like position, I guess like me being like one of the tallest on the team, I'll be listed as a 4, but I'm like realistically playing like the 2.
So you playing like a Jalen? You envision your game like a Jalen Brown or like a KD? Like what kind of
Like play style wise, I think like the most accurate play style I've gotten is Tracy McGrady.
Wow, one of the best ever to do it coming out of high school. Speaking of high school, how did the from Brockton to St. Sebastian's, right? Is that where you ended up? Over in Dedham. How can you talk about the journey? How does somebody from Brockton end up at St. Sebastian's and then go over to some of these other prep schools to become one of the top prospects in all of college basketball? Can you just talk about your journey a little bit?
Yeah, just my parents didn't really want me going to public school, so I've been going to private school since 6th grade. And then like by the time I came to reclass, we just narrowed down the schools, and I thought Sebs was the best option, playing in the ISL, and I played there for 2 years, and I moved on. And
was it like AAU? Like we had grew up in Boston. We had BNBL, which was just this competitive, and tons of college recruits would play in that league. I had no business being out there, but it was very competitive. Was it like that in Brockton? And did you have to travel to other places to compete against other guys that were to your ability?
I played in BNBL. I won it 2 times.
2-time BNBL champion, Fred.
I played AAU, played nationally, and then I went to a school in California and then Utah to play national high school schedule.
Who's the best local player you played with?
It's tough.
Growing up. I mean,
because there's been a resurgence here. Like with Worcester Academy, and I know there's a kid at Lawrence Academy that's a top 35 kid. He hasn't said where he's going to go. He's going to be a senior, but there has been this like resurgence of like basketball in the Northeast in terms of like New England, I guess. Always in New York, but in New England there's been a resurgence. So, do you think now like the talent's a lot better than it was maybe? Do you hear the talent's now better than it was like 10 years ago or something like that?
I think we've always had talent. It's just like we just are overlooked because like we're like 3 hours away from like Tri-State, and there's a lot of love. So I think we're just underlooked. The talent's always been there though.
Like who are some of the kids that going to probably your age, going to college and everything else that we might hear from or
probably not going to hear from them, but they're still like Division I kids going to school for free.
Yeah, and that's the goal. You know who I played against in AAU? Do you know this story?
Was it Chris Webber?
Super friends. I played against Chris Webber and Jalen Rose on the same team. We couldn't get the ball over half court. There's a kid on my team, Seth Hoffman, because he was chucking up balls from like 3/4 court that was like on the stat sheet as like being a lead 3-point shooter because all he did was take threes. We couldn't get the ball over the court. It was not a fun experience for us.
How's that feel though? Like you obviously have to, Ace, you got to bring him around to play with other guys to keep him in shape. But like, when did you know that? Wow, he's better than everybody else. I got to get him out of. We got to go to other places to really compete with other guys.
After COVID, when you reclassed, that's when I knew he had a chance.
Because the stories AJ worked out during COVID, like which is the thing is that he put the work in. Is that when other kids were kind of taking advantage of the COVID situation, AJ put on weight, he got stronger, and then that's when you knew.
Yep.
And that's when you knew AJ.
Yeah.
That's when you knew that you had it. And so you're at BYU now, and the thing about BYU we were talking about a little bit off the air is that it was funny when you brought it up last time in the context that you did it, but it is true. You're playing against like grown-ass men. I mean, there's 26-year-old dudes on that team. There's guys because of the mission and everything that they're doing that. Is that does that affect anything? Is that helpful, or does it matter when you're out practicing with guys that are much older than you?
It helped me.
Yeah.
I'm like probably the youngest in the school.
Yeah.
So me going against like 26-year-olds. That's like he's like Luka age.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, 26 is your prime. I mean, if you come out when you're 18, you get drafted when you're 18, 19. Yeah, but you've been in the league for 7-8 years by the time you're.
Have you played
26.
against any older guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all he did.
Yeah,
he played up.
Who's the oldest?
I played up for like since I started playing basketball.
Yeah, right. And how a lot. This has been Fred. You know this, and Joe is like. A lot of that whole thing is like, do you play up? Do you not play up? What did playing up do for you?
I mean, it just helped me because obviously, like when you go to college and hopefully the NBA, like you're gonna be playing up. It's gonna be grown men with kids. So.
Yeah, he would have been drafted out of high school, so he plays up.
Right.
Most kids don't play up. Yeah. Even if you're going to play D1, my suggestion would not be to play up. That's fine. You play at a high-level travel program. I don't know if you have to play up. But he's going to be number one. He could be number one pick in the draft. Huh?
That's bad advice.
You think playing up for any kind of skill level is the good advice?
Yeah.
In any sport?
Yeah.
I kind of agree on that side with AJ because I think you take your lumps early, but you can only get better from it. And then as you get older, you get better and better because you took your lumps and you learn from it.
When you're younger, you have nothing to lose.
Okay, but when you're getting scouted when you're 14 years old and you're playing in a 16U baseball tournament. But yeah, AJ, but in baseball they don't. If you're striking out against older kids, you're striking out. If kids are hitting you when you're pitching, you're getting hit. I mean, people develop at different rates. If you put a 14-year-old kid in a 16U, 15U travel team and they're playing around the country, you look bad in front of scouts, you look bad in front of scouts. I don't know how it is in basketball.
But I think then you find out, because...
You might as well look bad in front of the older kids.
Right.
They know you're playing up, so if you can handle with them, you can pretty much handle with... You should be able to handle with guys your age.
From what I see is you can have a bad year, right? Or you can have, if you're a 14-year-old playing against 16, 17-year-olds, but then they find out if you are able to adjust and adapt and get better, then you are a prospect, right?
Okay. You know people that did that in baseball?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know anybody that did that in baseball.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. Well, listen.
And it's a great debate, Fred, because it's a philosophy that is either hated or loved and think it's right. Because I've seen examples on both sides of it.
Okay. All right.
Hey, AJ, what do you think of, you're a Celtics fan? Do you watch what's going on here? Yeah. Obviously, Tatum's going to be out for the year, but new ownership coming in. Joe Mazzulla's got to, he's going to have to play some younger guys. Baylor Shireman was a college player who's probably going to get more time. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Celtics this year? And, without Jason Tatum and Joe Mazzulla and the new ownership?
I mean, I think we're still fine. Jaylen Brown's still an all-star. We have Peyton Pritchard, who was the sixth man of the year, who's probably going to start. We just got Anthony Simons. We're going to be solid. I don't know why people are hating. Great
analysis right there, Fred.
Do you agree with it?
I think that they're going to be competitive, and the East is open, right? It's why
they might not be number one like they were, or two, because the Cavs. They might not be number two, without the help of Tatum, but I think Jaylen Brown can still carry that team to where they need to go in the playoffs.
Are there other 6'9" players in the NBA that you said Tracy McGrady's who, but are there guys now that are 6'9" that handle the basketball and are a wing that are considered a big but really play a two role?
Yeah, like Tatum when he was at the Celtics. Brandon Ingram does it. Cade Cunningham, kind of.
Cade Cunningham's one of the big risers in the NBA right now.
Do you have anybody in the NBA level or that has played in the NBA or whatever that has helped you from the sense of guided you through times that know the experiences? Like Scalabrine helped Cooper Flagg early on, and then as he got older, Flagg does his own thing like you're doing. Is there anybody that's kind of been helping you and guiding you besides your dad as to what things you're thinking, decisions you're making, and why?
No, it was just kind of advice on the game itself, not really outside. I would just ask different players for advice.
Yeah, we saw you meet with KG. What did KG say? I was dying to know. What was he like?
Nah, I can't even tell you what he was saying.
Intense.
Give us a piece of just some of the things that he was saying about advice about as you get older.
He was just trying to teach you for the most part. He's trying to teach the mind part of the game.
And what kind of things was he saying?
Because he says that he knew that someone might be better than him skilled wise, so he'll try to get in their head. Really messed him up.
And people say that the Celtics organization, the day that he walked into that door, everything changed in that franchise. From the marketing people, just he wanted to be everybody intense and on from the time that he walked into the building. Did you get that sense from him too? Yeah, how much of it then is it mental in your mind now as you progressing and get physically stronger and build your game?
I definitely want to try it out. So when I go back to practice, they might hear it from me a little bit.
So you're gonna start talking trash? Is that what you learned from KG?
Trash. I prioritize that in my game talk, but I might try to slick in some mind games to see how people react.
That's interesting.
So AJ, you're 18 years old. Take the basketball stuff out of it. What do you do? And I got to ask, what would be your cheat meal? What's something that you like to eat? What's something you think you'll miss here? So I have to. I'm a food guy, But besides playing basketball, what do you like to do? And what are some of your cheat meals?
I mean, I don't really do anything outside basketball. I really just play basketball, sleep, chill with the guys. But cheat meals that I miss in Utah, there's way better Jamaican food out here.
Brockton's got a great.
I don't think I've seen any
Jamaican be crazy. Oh my God, it's outstanding.
Wow, there's a Jamaican restaurant called Jamaican Me Crazy.
Go, believe it or not,
I
Fred,
can't imagine that's
there
true.
is. It's outstanding.
You certainly have. You start with Villanova, right? You open up your season with Villanova in Vegas. What's that going to be like for you? How excited are you?
It's going to be a crazy atmosphere. Like, we're playing in T-Mobile, around like 20,000 people.
Yeah. Then you play Holy Cross as well, and then you got New England Flavor Saturday, November 15th at the Garden.
Yeah.
Right? Tickets available for that yet?
Tickets are available now. For that game.
How much you looking forward to coming back to that one? That should be a great crowd.
That should be a fun one. Just hopefully everybody can come out and support.
Don't forget December 9th, Madison Square.
Madison Square. Who you got in Madison Square Garden December 9th? Clemson. Wow.
No,
schedule.
Have you played there before?
No, never.
What do you? Every player says, "Oh, got to play at Madison Square Garden. It'll be your first time." But has anybody told you about that experience, or what is it that makes it so great?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know. I think it's just a legacy that's been in that gym. So hopefully, just you have a good game and just come out with a win, like the first time you be in there.
How many times have you played at the Garden?
TD.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah. And you played at the Springfield, the Hall of Fame Classic, many times. And then you come back, obviously, quite often and do a lot of work in Brockton. What's your latest with that? Boys and Girls Clubs? You've given sneakers and things like that. What do you got going on there? Anything?
Today and Wednesday, I'm doing some giveaways. Today, I'm at BCYF. I'm in Mattapan doing a backpack giveaway. And then Wednesday at West Middle School in Brockton, I'll be doing another one.
And how cool is that for you? You see the smile on your face through dealing with the kids and everything else, and the backpack giveaways and the shoes. What's that like to give a pair of shoes or to give a backpack full of supplies to some of these kids?
I mean, when I was growing up, I didn't really go to backpack giveaways. So it just feels good me being that person that they can get a backpack from, or different types of things from, materialistic things.
All right. And what's it like for Dad? What's this whole thing? You've been nonstop go with AJ around the country, around the world, winning gold medals. What have you? What's it been like? Pull up a chair, come and talk to them. What's it been like for you?
Just spend time with my son, get to know each other, because it's not gonna last.
What's your favorite place in the world? You showed me a complete video. I think it was in Thailand at Starbucks. Everything that they had in there.
That was in Shanghai. It was incredible. So it was incredible. I would love to go back there.
Well, certainly Ace is proud of AJ. There's a lot of text messages of the signs that say "Good luck, AJ." AJ at Times Square. AJ in front of the Madison Square Garden. Your dad's very proud of you. There's no question about it.
Fred.
And there might be another one coming.
He's
too,
all
right?
business. That's right.
We get volleyball with your daughter, right? Tell us where she's at.
She goes to school in Utah, Lone Peak High School, one of the best in the States. They're 4-0, and they started school back in the 13th.
And she's kind of gotten better and better, right?
Oh yeah, she's almost 6 feet.
Oh wow,
she's a beast.
AJ, have you watched her play?
Right. Yes, he has. No, he's never seen his sister play volleyball. Dan, that's right. He's never seen her. All right. Okay. Well, listen. You guys have a good time. Dan's just. You ever see your sister play volleyball? No, it's strange. I've never seen her. I don't know how I could do it.
You've never seen her. I live with her.
Yeah. No, exactly. Exactly. All right. Listen, Dan was just trying to make a connection. All right, Dan. Thank you so much. Ace, AJ. You guys, look, it's great you're doing all this stuff locally, and man, good luck. We won't see you before the season starts, or maybe we will. But if we don't, good luck, and definitely at the Garden.
This is before the season starts.
Oh, I mean after the season starts. Again, before the season starts is what I meant to say.
Why don't you come to Utah?
No,
come to Provo.
No, absolutely not.
I'll happily go to Utah. You want me to go?
I don't really want to go to Provo. I got two of my kids of my own.
Why not?
I had to be at Hoover, Alabama, and Sanford, Florida this summer. I need time for myself.
In between.
Okay, maybe. Listen, if you have a connection with an airline, perhaps I could fly up. All right, very good. Listen, AJ, best of luck. Ace, thanks for keeping in contact. I always appreciate you coming in. And look, AJ could be the number one pick in the draft. He's going to be on TV all the time this winter, so it's exciting to get to talk to him as before all this goes down. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. do you much good unless you're emailing me because everyone's gone for the week. Tomorrow is my last day. My children will be here, Adam, at the end of the show.
Oh, delightful.
As we are leaving from here to the airport.
Very good.
Is what we're doing.
How's the flight and everything? Good?
We're going through LaGuardia, and we're flying into Knoxville. And if you miss your flight into Knoxville, you're flying into Atlanta or Nashville and driving.
Do you park at the airport, or do you like Uber over?
I will not drive to the airport in any way, shape, or form. I will not do it. When I drop my kid off at 4 a.m. to go into the I'm just looking at a call. When I was dropping my kid off at the airport, I won't take a car. I don't know why you'd go up that garage and park.
It's crazy over there.
Yeah, like I don't know why you would do it. People get like angry at me. Not people I'm supposed to pick up, but people. I picked up girls from the airport in an Uber. Like I just am not dealing with it. I don't know why they can drop you off. I mean, they can drop you off in the parking lot, but you don't have to park. All right, and you can follow me at Fred Toucher on Instagram. You can follow the show at Toucher and Hardy on Instagram and on Twitter. Dan, go ahead.
Hey, I got a great show, by the way. I got a question for Roach. So it's date night. You're home with the missus. You got the Little Mermaid on or whatever. I just want to know, have you ever tried like an erection pill to really give her the old good ones, you and the missus, or are you just an El Natural ready to go, because hey, you get older, and we all listen to Freddie's ad reads, over 50, half of them. So how do you do it, Dan? Explain.
You're being a dink.
I think that was a legitimate question.
I actually didn't know what the question was.
The question was, how does he handle erectile dysfunction?
Oh, I didn't hear all that part. I guess I didn't comprehend that.
Oh. But he would never be as vulnerable as to share that with anyone.
What would be a show you'd watch at night? Is there anything you're watching on the tube at the moment?
I'm looking for shows.
If it's on ABC at 10 o'clock, he'll watch it.
No, I watch all kinds of shows. Like The Pit. I love The Pit. Season 2's coming out of that.
I don't know The Pit.
Really?
It's about the Peach Pit. It's a very, it's a very, very, very dark murder mystery about who killed what's his face.
The guy who starred in ER runs the emergency room in Pittsburgh. It's 1 hour,
and it's a guy from ER.
Every
too,
episode
that
is an hour of the day.
And isn't it the guy that starred in ER?
Yeah.
One of the stars of ER. So he's really been typecast.
ER had Maura Tierney, who was one of my neighbors growing up.
Really?
Yep, from Hyde Park.
Very nice.
Represent.
Was she the one that was in News Radio?
Yeah, she was on Liar Liar and with Jim Carrey.
Okay. Hardy is a huge fan of hers.
Yeah, I grew up with her. She grew up, what 12 houses away from
But she's got to be much older than you.
She's older than me, yeah.
Okay.
Friends with her brother.
Do you guys ever watch, TV shows?
I work
No, I
nights
read.
during the week, so I have no clue what's on the television.
No, I read and go to salons and play chess in the park. No, I don't watch television. What are you, out of your mind?
I watch a lot of them. I love them.
I watched every college football game this weekend.
You watched Texas Tech, Iowa State?
No,
Kansas State, Iowa
in
State.
Ireland, stupid, by the way. Horrible field. The weather conditions, and there was an opening punt. They couldn't see because of the fireworks.
Yeah, I saw a good chunk of that game.
3 turnovers in the first, half.
And all it did was make me depressed that I was home. That game was so boring. All it did was make me depressed that I was home.
7-7 at halftime or something like that.
And well into the third quarter, it was 7-7, and then they started going back and forth.
Anthony Beck's kid, Rocco.
Oh, was he Anthony Beck's kid? Because they should have shown Anthony Beck in the crowd. If they now look, I know Anthony Beck. That was when the Jets had 4 first-round picks. He was the last one of them.
That's right.
But if they only showed Anthony Beck in the crowd, you would have thought Anthony Beck was Michael Jordan. The way they showed him in the crowd.
I'm glad you and I watched the same thing this weekend.
Oh, dude, I could have turned that on for 5 seconds and seen Anthony Beck in the crowd. Anthony Beck's kid's the quarterback at Iowa State. Iowa State's a good program.
He's pretty good. He's good.
Yeah. He's no pro, but you think you could play pro?
I think Brock Purdy's in the NFL, and this kid looks better than him.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough. You know better than me, and so you would.
I also told you Zach Wilson was going to be the second pick,
but he was really good at
BYU,
and so careful, AJ. So but the thing is that Anthony Beck was a tight end, like a journeyman tight end in the NFL. He was a late first-round pick by the Jets when they had 4 picks, the Mangold draft, I believe. Maybe not, but regardless, the Sean Ellis draft maybe. But regardless, he played in the NFL. He was fine. They showed him maybe what's the over-under on how many times they showed him?
15.5.
Yeah. So, yeah, but 15.5 is a good number because it might have been 20. So 15.5 is a very good number. And you keep thinking to yourself, who cares that Anthony Beck, what is he? And he's not doing anything either except just standing there. And what is it? It was an Iowa State shirt, but who the hell would know by the colors? Did you see the one kid on the Iowa State had a different helmet?
I did see that. Yeah, he might have got kicked in the head, I think, too, on one of those plays.
How do you get to – that was a question that was going around the internet. How do you wear a different helmet than your teammates? Is that not illegal?
I have no clue. That's very interesting.
You want to hear another thing that will make Dan happy? You finally uncovered Rochi's dirty secret. He's a horrible xenophobic racist. Did you hear him laugh about Kimchi, the guy who put around Kamala the Ugandan giant? You laughed when you found Kimchi.
It was Vince McMahon's birthday over the weekend.
Oh, how did he celebrate?
Well,
what did you get people to do?
That actually was a storyline over the weekend. People did show up, but I think it was a disclosed event.
Yeah, I would imagine you don't want to be too associated with him at this point. Manny, go ahead.
Hey, Roach, I promise, no horny pill talk, but I do have a question. A couple of weeks ago, you said that you're from the North Shore. Well, I'm from Merrimack Valley like you as well. Do you really consider where we're from shore, even though we're like 30 miles in?
No, but I just divided North Shore, South Shore.
No, you
That's
are not
all.
from the North Shore.
Well, I'm from the Valley.
You're
all
from
right?
the Valley. Yeah, that's what
I'm from the Valley.
No, but I'm from Boston, so I now live on the North Shore. They're two different worlds. Like being from Hyde Park, I would have never met someone from Everett like Bird. I would have never met somebody like Malden in my life. I would have never crossed the Tobin Bridge, and the only time I would ever gone your way is going to Canopy Lake Park.
Nice.
It's probably the only time I would ever. So, like, again, this city, the town means a lot. Like, where you're from Newton, you hardly go anywhere. Dedham's probably is the furthest you go when you live in Newton.
I go into the city, though.
Yeah, but the city's, the Pike Grid.
Oh, yeah. Well, now I have to go all over the place. But before that, I didn't Metro West or the city. Yeah, and I really didn't even go to the city that much unless it was for an event.
But North Shore, though, like, where does it start? I mean, is it the town after Winthrop and then all the but real
where does
North,
it end?
Real North Shore to me is
Gloucester,
like
Rockport.
well, that's too, but like Topsfield, Byfield, Newburyport, like Newbury, like all those towns are real North Shore. Georgetown.
But where I grew up, I kind of consider it because like the Cape Ann League that I played in, with Newburyport, Triton, which is Byfield, and
those are North Shore
Masconomet, which is Topsfield, and everything else. So I consider that North Shore. So I kind of like lump myself into the North Shore, and then the South Shore is the South Shore.
All right, I want to get very quickly into this thing with you about the playing kids up. Now,
no, we'll do that off the air. Fred.
No, because kids develop at different rates, and a kid at 14 could be that's not indicative of all of how they'll be at 17 or 18.
I don't think you throw a blanket over them all, Fred, but I think that there are certain kids that should play up. I'll give you two examples. I'll give my daughter. They wouldn't let her play up in their town travel league, and there's
girls' sports.
But same thing. In order to get ready for high school, it comes to a point where priority should be winning, right? And not necessarily playing time for everybody.
Once you get
it got tiresome to watch her play with
once you get
same
to
age.
An advanced level of competition.
Yes,
like where you're playing against the best people your age in the country, which your daughter did. I don't know. Your son probably did. My son does. The idea that he, at 14, should be playing against 16-year-olds is asinine. They have beards and are big. And the kids that are the best at 16 might not be the best at 18. It's almost – look at the Little League World Series. Who are the best kids in the Little League World Series? The biggest kids. Now, those kids are generally the ones that grow. They put on, like, size because they're done growing. The kids at 12, if you think of your own kids' careers, the kids that were the best at 12, generally, from my experience, aren't even playing the sport anymore when they turn 17, 18 years old.
But what I'm saying is that if a kid's 12, and we see them all in the Little League World Series, if he goes on to play now to the big diamond at 13, and they realize that he's really, really good, then he should play up with the 14 and 15-year-olds. That's all I'm saying, because I think it allows them to grow better. In a town league and maybe on some AAU leagues,
if you throw 90 at 16, sure. Or at 14, sure.
Right. So every case is different.
Well, yeah, if you're the one kid in the world that throws 90 at 14, yes, you should probably do that. But the idea that you should go up against kids that are baseball, I don't know about basketball. And A.J. DeBon's, I don't know what he knows about playing up. The kid's 6'9". He's been good at tall his whole life. But the idea that, like, I don't know what purpose it serves other than you, A, not playing because you're not up to the physical stature of those kids, B, being overwhelmed and losing interest in the game altogether, screwing up your fundamentals because you're overcompensating for your lack of size and strength. Like, there's a million things.
But if you have the right coaching and the right atmosphere, that you can grow from that. So you fail. Half of baseball, or the majority of baseball, is fail.
If I'm running a team and the kid is continually failing, I'm not going to play him. And now I got is a kid that's just not playing.
If you're in a situation with the right team and the right coach and the right situation,
that will play you despite the fact that you suck.
I know coaches that have played guys that on a team that went like 4-20 one year, and then the next year they get to 500, and the next year they dominate because they grow together as a group and they grow together with their skills and they get better and better against tougher and tougher pitching.
Well, how would they grow together as a team?
How do you grow together, Fred, if you're 14 years old and you just go 40-1 and you just mash everywhere and you beat up all these teams?
Well, that by definition,
how does that grow you?
Well, that would be definition growing together because you would be literally playing as a team as you rose up. So that by definition, that would be growing together.
I agree with both your guys' arguments. I think kids peak early. Like, for example, what you're talking about, some kids peak like in high school and then they can't do anything. There are kids that were good in high school, go to the next level, but do have to grow and get coached. So it is two sides. Baseball, though, is a little different. Because basketball, to your point, you're 6'9". You've been the best player for a long time.
Well, I know a kid who's 7 feet tall. I don't know where he's going to play in college. But I'll tell you this, is that why does every kid reclass? Why is every kid that goes into big programs a reclass lower? If it's so important to play up, why are all these no kids except the kid at Ohio State, Braylon Allen, that's another one. Very, very few elite D1 kids are not reclasses. Yeah. Very, very few.
Cooper Flagg obviously reclassed, and he's gave up a year of school, right?
Well, yeah, because he was unbelievable. Now, if you're a unicorn, like the number one pick in the draft, but if you're an elite kid that is most elite kids, let me just tell you this. The elite kids I saw playing baseball this year were 19 years old, pretty much, and because they were reclasses. So I don't get this playing up.
Well, I'll give you an example of it. So there's layers to it, like Joe said. If my daughter played on a really good AAU team when she got lucky, she was 10. Like, they grew together, and every girl on that team, every girl on that team went to college and played.
Okay.
So when she came back into the town and the travel team, and she wasn't allowed to play when she should have played on the 14U instead of the 12U, when she 12U, she was getting nothing out of it because she was just mashing the ball, and she was better than the kids she was playing with.
Okay, that's very young.
That's how you learn to
now you're talking about being
older,
very young.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought you were talking
find your level.
Oh, yeah. Elementary school or middle school, yeah.
Right, she was
do whatever
4.
you want.
She could have played on a
all right.
7U
I
team.
thought you were talking about like in high school, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Why would I want to go to a prospect camp where everyone's 2 years older than me? Just get blown away when I could be the best. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if at 10, sure, I guess. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. All right, we were talking about two different things. I'm glad we talked about it on the radio. Maybe your instincts were right. All right, we'll be right back.
Essential Sports Hub headlines.
We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show?
It's two stack month. Ready?
It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. What do you got going now, Danny? What's it? Because you're not in tomorrow. Are you in tomorrow, Joe?
I'm in Friday.
Okay, you're not in tomorrow. Because Andrew Callahan's in tomorrow. I know that.
Andrew and I
Tomorrow, and
switched.
RJ is in tomorrow as well.
Andrew and RJ.
I have dog sitting duties for my wife is going on a business trip.
So you can't leave the house for 4 hours in the morning because you have the dog?
Well, no, it was just easier to do it today than I switched with Andrew today than tomorrow. So I was supposed to do Tuesday, Andrew Monday, and we just switched.
Yeah, when I walked in today, I saw Dan, and I thought, hey, Dan. And you said, hey, Joe.
Yeah.
I did not know. So, again, I've worked this morning show where the communication, but we had, Fred, when I've worked mornings with you, sometimes the first conversation we've ever had is the first words of the day.
Yes.
Well, my first person I saw today was Dan Roach, and I went, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Well, you weren't on the Slack chat.
I was listen.
I didn't even know about
Hey,
Slack
listen.
chat.
Let me just say this.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
This is the first time I think I've worked with you on this inclination of the morning show.
Yeah,
and I have to say that with Adam 12 in the mix and Ryan and Nick, you guys had a pre-production meeting. What the hell is that?
That was a Hardy
That's how we roll.
request. That was a Hardy request.
Yeah,
just remember the old inclination of the show. That was never a case.
A lot of proprietary information, a lot of need-to-know information.
So I would just like to say that you guys are doing a hell of a job.
Thank you. Well, it's certainly more pleasant.
It's kind of you to say, Joe.
And it's nice. Nicholas has got himself a second job. I forgot to congratulate him.
I saw him at that said location and said, "What are you doing here?"
What's he doing?
What's Nick doing?
He's producing podcasts.
Ah,
yeah.
Where?
With
Over
Big Night
at the Big Night Live has an in-house production.
Oh wow,
space. Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome. Yeah, you're good people, Fred. I like Adam. I like. Ryan and Nick.
Everyone likes everyone except
Good
for
team.
me. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
We love having you guys in too.
Texted Adam last night on my way home from Foxborough. What do we got? Boom, boom, boom. Done.
Yeah, Dan's a good texter.
Yes.
Dan's taking an interest
Didn't
in
have
my
to do
family.
a contest or anything. I could have done a contest. Could have done a song. Could have done
No,
anything.
we didn't even get to Marshall Hook's audio.
We
I know, right?
left stuff on the table this morning.
I mean,
The
we
show
had
was
Joe
so good.
just riffing, so you can't stop the man when he's going. When he starts
Was
going.
I going today?
Oh, you
It was
were.
great.
It was,
I
It was
didn't
a
know.
that was
pleasure.
the best segment of the
That
morning.
was so good to listen to.
He
really was.
You gave me a recommendation today that I never knew of.
See?
You're like a
Place called
savant, Joe. Like
Nappies.
it just someone
Yeah.
says the name of a town and you just immediately were able to rattle off like quality places to go and get food. It's quite impressive.
I did have some people reach out to me about some of the places that I mentioned.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a lot of those too. If I did a proper email segment, it would have literally just been talking about random places to eat, which I figured. It's funny when you do it. When I just read them out, it's just kind of like reading a Zagat out loud.
I'm doing a station event at Gillette. I'm going to Lambert's on the way home. Shout out.
I went yesterday.
Look at the two of you.
They make salad.
We
Like,
could
bacon
seriously
salad.
have a great.
So
we
good.
could do tea with Roachy.
Well,
That'd
Dan's
be great.
Joe's lost weight and Dan's gained it. So there you go.
I did not.
Yeah, you gained weight.
Just
All right,
need some
so
in the
now,
butt.
Joe, I got to lose weight.
Oh, I think
I
you
didn't
look
say
great.
you have to lose weight.
You told me your age today.
If you cared about your
Amazing.
appearance, maybe you would.
Good to see you, Fred.
Good seeing you, Fred.
Have a good vacation.
And you're on TV too. Jesus, that just shows a lot of bravery.
Here we go.
That you're willing to put on weight like that. During
Why do you make me feel like I feel when I leave?
Especially
Right?
during like the baseball
Why do you do that to
playoffs
me?
and the NFL season starting. I mean, this is when you guys have your biggest audience, and yet here you are putting on all this weight.
All right, I'll go on a diet.
Thank you. I appreciate
I think you look great.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah. Well, some of us are friends and some of us aren't. Some of us are friends that tell the truth.
Thanks, Fred.
All right, there you go, buddy. Dan and I are
Good to be
actual
here.
friends. I can tell them these things. All
You
right.
can get a big kahuna some night.
Hey, thank you to both of you. You guys are great. I always love when you fill in. Thank you to both of you, Callahan and
Love you,
RJ,
Fred.
and tomorrow. Then I'm gone. That'll do it for us. Bye.